Oh, you want me to go in there?
Yeah.
You gonna let me in?
Shut up, nigga.
Like, you just gonna leave somebody knocking at the door?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Ooh, ooh, it's looking rough. Lord Jesus. It's been a long day.
It's been a long life. Nah, I'm getting all this stuff ready for the lawyer, so that's why I hit you right here, just so I can take my little notes and record and all that stuff. Because it's like it's so much stuff that just trying to get a clear picture, and it's like every single day, more and more
That's how I
puzzles.
be at work on Zoom. All in a meeting.
Oh, he's stupid.
You gotta wait. Why is it so low? Why you sound so low?
Because I don't know, because I talk low.
No. Oh wait, I see something right here. Hold on. That's me. Go ahead, you can talk. I can hear you, but I do need to turn it up.
Okay. No, because the attorney was asking, like, hey, what did she do? What did she say she did? What are her current actions and what consequences? And then if she's lying about anything, what proof of her lies exists or whatever. And I'm just like, that's a whole lot of stuff. You know? So like outside of just the text messages. So I'm gonna just start with like how I figured it out, just because like looking at things from my end and then discovering how you was seeing everything from your end made everything like even more mind blowing to me. You know, that's the part that like messed me up. Like it's like I had my point of view, but then being that she's messing with Deshawn and Deshawn was secretly messing with you too at the same exact time, you seeing his move, you seeing his actions, I'm watching her actions. And yeah, so how I first started to suspect something was wrong with her was I'm not used to like seeing her lie, you know, like, and if she was, I just never caught it, you know, like to me, ever since we had our little situation a long time ago, that I discovered when I first came home, like I honestly looked at her like one of the most honest people ever, because she would make comments about stuff like, you gonna sell your integrity over, like, because I be lying all the time about little stupid stuff, just joking and stuff. And she'd be like, you better quit lying. And she seemed to take that real serious, you know? And she was sharing her location on her iPhone. She's a new iPhone user. She never told me she was sharing her location. I never asked her to share her location. But she was doing it literally like months before Deshawn even came home, right? And I just thought she just tried. I never talked about it. I never mentioned, hey, you're sharing your location. I just thought she just wanted to do it, right? So I would see her location on her iPhone, and and she's very predictable. Her schedule was always so basic. Like she go to the gym and back, she go to the store and back, she go to the library and back. And every blue moon, she'd like go to one of her friends' house, but she'd always like tell me where she was going or whatever. The moment Deshawn came home, or shortly after Deshawn came home, and when I say shortly, I'm talking about after like maybe the first couple of weeks, I wasn't so much tripping off of her location, even though she was going different places. I was tripping off the fact that she was lying about where she was. That was a thing, because like she can go wherever she want to go. I don't never care about none of that. But when I would come home or I would call her and ask her about a day, she would tell me certain things she did, but then leave out whole other things about being in downtown, like being in LA here or being over here. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of suspect. Like, so it literally just became this thing that I was like obsessed with. Dang near, like I'm just looking at her location all day, just to see what she was going to say throughout the day. Like that, she put herself on the radar. And I remember the first day where like it really clicked. Like how bad it was, because it was my anniversary. That was the day where I started tripping off of Deshawn, because I talked to him pretty much. I was talking to him pretty much every single day, right? I was talking to him every day, and he would tell me what he's doing. Like I'm like calling him like a giddy little school kid myself, just because I'm like so excited he's home. And we talking every day about stuff he's doing, progress, job interviews, all that kind of stuff. And I remember from my anniversary, I've been like working like crazy, like nonstop. I've been trying to catch up on stuff ever since like my mom's situation, right? And then Sonny's situation. And it was a big deal for me to like have the entire day off work, right? I took the day off, had enough money just for a little resort in Orange County, and out in Laguna. And I told her about it ahead of time. I told her about it like, a couple days before. But when the day came, she had like a million excuses on why she couldn't go, right? Everything from, it's so expensive, we need to save money, we're behind on this, we're behind on that. I'm like, I've been working like crazy and this is our anniversary. Normally I take you out of the country. Like last year was the first time I didn't take her out of the country, and I turned our whole house into a restaurant with a live artist. It was like, I always take her out of the country every single year, right? So me like spending the night at Laguna Beach was like light work. Even being broke is like light work, right? And then she was like, oh, well, I'm waiting on something in the mail or something, whatever. And it's really important. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go check the mail. Check the mail. The mail came, whatever. Nothing in the mail. So I'm shooting down all of her excuses, right? And then she just says, hey, I just got a whole lot of stuff I got to do. I just got some errands to run, right? Now, mind you, it's still the morning time, right? So I'm like, okay, run your errands. And when she said, I just want to go to dinner. That's what she said. I just want to go to dinner. So I'm like, okay, cool. Where do you want to go? And then I make a reservation. She doesn't get home till like 7:30 p.m. and I had to move the reservation back. But mind you, the entire time I'm watching her location. And she posts up somewhere in LA for almost 3 hours, right? So now I literally get in my car and I start driving to the location in LA because she's been there for 3 hours, literally 3 hours. I look it up on the Google Maps and I'm seeing the surrounding thing, and I see there's a gym there, like the Planet Fitness there or whatever, and some Asian food place, whatever. So I don't really know where she's at, but I know I see the Planet Fitness parking lot, and I see the little Asian store or whatever. So I'm just going to that area. I'm probably about 10 minutes away, and then her location starts to move. So I just hit a U-turn and I'm speeding back home, right? So I come home and on her location, she doesn't come home right away. She like makes some other little stops along the way. But I'm like, where were you stationary at for 3 hours? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I come home and I get ready for dinner and everything, and I don't say anything. So then I take her to dinner. We go to this nice little restaurant out here in Long Beach, and I'm literally just staring at her all day. Right. Oh, rewind. Before we leave, I called Deshawn and I'm talking to him and I'm just asking him about his day. And I'm like, hey, what you do today, this and that. So he's telling me everything he did during the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't mention anything about them being together at all. At all. He doesn't say anything. But I still don't have proof that they're together. And I'm not even really thinking it so much. I'm just like, where were you for 3 hours stationary?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Something in my voice, something in my tone put him on alert, because maybe about an hour later, he texts me trying to cover his butt and says, hey, did Ty tell you she just showed me this new workout routine or whatever?
Mm.
And I text him back like something simple because I don't want to alert him. The moment he texts me that, that's when in my heart, I knew something was up. And I'm like furious. I'm like, she just shook me and spent her whole day with this man on my anniversary, right? So look, I replied to his text and say something like, oh yeah, she said something about whatever, or, or something like vague. I gotta go look it up about, oh yeah, she got like some cool little workout routines, whatever. We got to get in one day too. I want him to just like, so then we go to dinner. I spend all night looking across from her, waiting for her to bring up her day. And I ask her, how was her day, this and this and that. You get all, yeah, I got my errands done, this and that. And I'm just waiting for her to say something about her and Deshawn being together all day long on our anniversary. She never does. I don't say anything. I'm at work the next day at the surgery center, and it's like eating me up. It's just like, it's eating me up. And I send her a text message, and I still have all my text messages. I send her a text message that said, more or less says, the fact that you spent all day with Deshawn and never even mentioned it on my anniversary says enough. I hope you're happy. Like that was my message.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And I shouldn't have done it when I was at work or whatever, but so she's calling me nonstop and I'm not answering. And she was just like, answer me, like she's texting me, like, you better answer the phone right now. This and this and that. We have to talk about this right now. You are so tripping. You are crazy. I don't know what you think. I don't know what it is that you're thinking, blah, 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 blah. But we need to do this, like, so after I'm done with my patient, I step out and I call her in the hallway. And she's just like, you need to get to me right now. Like we have to know, like, this is an emergency. You need to get to me right now. I said, I got one more patient to see. And then, we can meet. So I'm at the surgery center in Los Alamitos. I go meet her, and then I meet her at my spa, right? Now we have the Russian guests that are still staying with us. And then there. And then we have people at my business, so there's nowhere to go. So we go to the park. I get in her car and we drive to the park, right up the street. I'm telling you, for about 2 hours, it was just this. She was drilling me, like she was banging on me so hard about how crazy I am and how I'm tripping, and how at dinner the night before, she was like, the reason she was like, I never lied to you. I never lied to you. I just didn't tell you where I was. That's what she kept saying. Just because I didn't tell you where I was doesn't mean I lied to you about anything. one of the, you know, good and well, I like to work out, and working out and my health is one of the only things and she started crying. It's one of the only things that I have control over. I don't have control over my finances, and mind you, I pay for everything. I pay for all the bills, and you're an able-bodied woman with a full functioning vehicle. I've never once in my life forbid her to do anything. I only had one rule when I retired her about 15 years ago. I stressed it. I said, I'm not against you working, but I refuse to let you have any job that you're not happy with. I'd rather work twice as hard than to see you come home from work stressed out. That was my only rule. And that's how she came up with the whole, I want to be a pilot thing. And I'm like, at first it was an electrician, fully supported that. Then she learned more about the industry. Then she decided she wanted to be a pilot. $400 to $1,200 a week for school, whatever, you know. And she was going pretty good, and things didn't start slowing down until like around my mom's situation, right? But she was flying all the time, you know. And I was super proud of her for that, right? But she banged on me so hard about what she was really doing and why she was doing it. And she painted this picture of like, you know, she just didn't tell me, and then that's when she brought you into it again. She says, you know, good and well, I've been trying to hook up Naomi with her, with Deshawn. I've been trying. You knew that. I've been told you that. And I was like, no, I've been said that's weird because you got Brandon, Deshawn, and Fred. We the three amigos. Mm-hmm. She got a baby with Fred. That's kind of strange to me. Like I would try to hook them up. Like that's me. No offense, but I'm like that's me. Like
no, but let me tell you. Wait, let me tell you what that is. That I never knew. I've never seen Deshawn and Fred together, and that was the thing when his Deshawn would call Fred every now and then. I've never seen y'all three together ever. That's what tripped me out when I even asked Talia. I was like, they was hanging out like that? And she was like, no, Fred didn't come over like that.
No.
I never even seen you and Fred hang out. I only seen you and Deshawn.
Because we weren't ever doing family stuff. The three of us were like stuck together on criminal stuff. But it's like Deshawn's mom was my mom. You know, my mama was his mama. So we did family. My mom and his mom are good, you know, we're good friends. So it's like you would always see us together. Plus, it was like me and Deshawn since 10 years old, you know, like anyway, it was like a rough 2 hours of just her, and she's so good with her words that I promise you, I literally felt guilty. And I apologized to her, and I invited Deshawn to come over the very next day. I told him that night, like, hey, bro, come through. Let's meet up and let's start working on this credit stuff. Me, you, and Ty, right? And I told Ty, I said, hey, set up some extra time at the library so we can have 4 hours. And I blocked off my day and everything, like that 4 hours. So me, Ty, and Deshawn can go to the library and just sit back and start working on all this credit stuff because I was going to be showing Deshawn how to do like the credit repair. And I was setting up Ty's credit repair business. And I was helping her with that, teaching her how to do it, the software, all that. And I'm like, Deshawn, this is some cool money you can make right here. So he's like, bet, I'll be there. At the very last minute, he did what he's done several times, canceled on me at the last minute. Said, oh, something happened, I was with my mom, or, you know, and he just never showed up. But I was literally like excited to like be with them again. Cause I'm like, I'm tripping. Like, I'm really
Wait, let me tell you, time out with that though. Cause why that resonates so hard with me. Cause everything you just said she did, he did the same thing to me. And I would apologize because he was like, you're crazy. You're tripping. That's not how it is. You make up stuff in your head. And why are you so negative? Why is it always something? And I'm just like, you know what? I do go straight to the negative. I do. You know what? I do have trust issues. I do. I'm sorry. Literally what you just said, it was like, wait, was that me that was having these conversations? That's exactly what he would do.
And the crazy thing about me is I'm the opposite. Like with Ty, I literally, after finding out that she cheated on me with a few dudes while we was married before, and this is one of the things I brought up to her, later on. I made up my mind the type of husband that I was going to be, and it wasn't going to be somebody who made his wife feel bad or insecure or looked down upon. So it's just like I never, ever, ever, ever brought that stuff up until just recently. So she spent this entire marriage without, and that's one of the reasons I would never argue with her. Because I'm walking around with this big old, like, nigga, do you remember when card in my pocket that I could never use because I always felt that it would destroy our marriage, right?
Mm.
But anyway, like, I'm the opposite because her and Deshawn would pull up in her car by themselves all the time, And I'm like, where y'all headed? Oh, we headed to the store here. We headed to, I'm gonna help him pick out his wardrobe and help him. And I'm like, cool, I would send them money for food or whatever. Like, so I'm extremely non-jealous just because I truly have always felt like the homie's girl, the homie's wife is like a family member. It's incest. Like, I don't care how, all my partners got beautiful wives, but that's like my sister. So what, In my mind, that's just the belief system, not even a code, but it's a belief system. Like, so that kind of stuff never, ever crossed my mind with them until my anniversary, because that was the first time I was like, why didn't y'all, if you know that y'all can be around each other and I'm not tripping, you've been at my house by yourself, y'all driving across town by yourself with my knowledge. Now, why are y'all spending a whole day together without saying anything? That was, but the way she phrased it all to me, it was just like, man, maybe I am tripping a little bit. So anyway, that very next day, I was like really excited to see him because I'm like, okay, I'm tripping. I'm tripping and I just got to do better, right? Then he canceled on me again. Okay, it is what it is. We'll hook it up for some time later. I'm over trying to get him over for movie nights, everything. For a few days, everything seemed kind of normal. I never told her about the location, though. I never told her about I could see her location. And then I just started seeing that pattern again. She's bouncing around again, places where I'm like, why ain't you mentioning that? So I also got a little plug on getting these executive driving jobs, right? Through my friend CC from the radio station. So I would get a few of those, and then I would take the ones at night because I'm working all throughout the day. And a lot of these, most of them are like driving people to like a radio station, a music studio, and then I'm just waiting for them to come out. I'm picking them up from the airports, all that kind of stuff, right? Well, it's cool because I get to sleep in the car until they get back, all that kind of stuff. So I started taking more of those, just so one, it was good money, but also so while I'm just sitting around in the car, I can not only look at her location, but after that conversation we had in the park, I knew for a fact that if this is really what I think it is, I need some serious, serious proof. So I noticed her leaving at midnight. And then I was like stressed out because I'm on the job. I'm in a rented vehicle, or I'm in, they're one of a Sprinter or whatever. And I'm like, I want to push over there so bad. So then I got the idea, you know what? I would just screenshot the location. And I'm like, it's 12:30. You don't go anywhere at 12:30. So earlier on, all I had was a bunch of screenshots of her location, going mysterious places. So then I started saying I'm taking driving jobs just so I can go post up somewhere and have access to driving around when I needed them to drive around. And that's when it got real bad, because one of the first times I was able to do that was they were somewhere over there by that little hot dog place again. And then there's like this little club called General Lee's. It's like midnight or close to midnight, and they over there. I literally just booked a hotel. I just booked a hotel just so I can go over there, just so I can have some place to be. And then there's been several times where I would do that and she'd just still be at home. So I'm just literally just posted up somewhere, waiting for her to leave. Especially after I seen them together in downtown LA at the Arts District, right? Over there by the hot dog place, and then like a couple blocks away is General Lee's. And I'm like, dang, I actually physically seen them. Still don't say nothing, right?
You good.
I'm like, just because I know her, that would have turned into I was stressed, this. I knew you was at work. I was hungry. I wanted to go to my favorite spot. He just so happened to hit me up, and he was there too and all that, because when I seen them, they were just walking, you know, and laughing and giggling, but she laughed and giggled with all my homies. So, and that doesn't offend me. That doesn't bother me. So still, it's like, in my heart, I know what's going, I know something's not right, but it's like, I can't prove that in court, the Ty court, because I just know how she flips stuff, because she literally made me feel like dirt when I brought it up the first time. So then, same thing. Now I'm obsessed with this crap. Sometimes I do have a job, but I'm trying not to take jobs because I don't want her to go to a location and I can't drive away. And then I even asked her one night, because I took jobs three days straight in a row, which means I'm leaving at like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm coming home like 6, 7 in the morning. Right now, I asked her, I said, hey, and this was the night that she, no, this is not even the night that she went to Mike and Maury's. But I asked her, I said, hey, do you want me to take my, they offered me a driving job tonight. You want me to take it? Yeah, go. Why would you ask? She was a little bit too excited, like a little bit too like, I said, babe, because I haven't been home. I haven't been home for 3 nights straight. Like, I come home and I see her, but then I just change, go shower. I'm only home for like an hour or so, and then I leave. So I'm like, I haven't stayed overnight at home in 3 days. So I'm asking you. You don't have to ask me. No, go. And then I'm like, that was another thing on the radar. Like, dang. And she was super, like, it was like she was the most supportive wife ever during this time. The most supportive. It's like everybody get like, we've never been fussing about. We've never had a period of our marriage where we were fussing about things on a regular basis. It didn't exist. There'd be an issue that pops up here and there, but there was never no, like, a long period for us is like maybe a couple of days max, but we didn't carry on stuff. It was always issue, hash it out, over, right? But I'm like, dang, you sure is super, super supportive of me never coming home at night. Like, it was like, go. So I'm like, okay. So then I'm thinking like, well, maybe you just want to stay up all night talking to him or something. That's probably, and I was like, that's probably it. I don't know what y'all talking about, but maybe one of these nights is going to lead to you just getting up and going again, you know? Then the Mike and Maury day came up. I had zero idea that she was headed to Mike and Maury's until like that day. I find out from Mike and Maury that she planned that out with Maury 2 weeks in advance and told Mike and Maury, oh, Brandon's just too busy. He doesn't want to come. I ain't never once turned down a trip to go to Mike and Maury's without that girl. Not once in my life. I always move something around, right? If we going way out to Rialto, I never even knew she was going until the day, which meant I already had a schedule. I already had this. I already had that. Oh yeah, I planned a trip to go to Mike and Maury's. Then I'm looking at the location, and she goes to Deshawn's parents' house. I'm thinking in my mind, Deshawn's over there, and they just plan to meet up over there at the time. And I'm just looking at her all, I'm like just staring at the location all night long. Like, dang. So now, because I think she's over there, I hit her up and I say, hey, I just got offered I either text her or called her, say, hey, I got offered a driving job. I'm gonna take it, okay? And it was, okay, go, which means Brandon's not coming home till 6, 7 in the morning. So this time, I just post up. I'll go get a little motel right around the corner from the house, right down the street from now. And now I'm just posted up. Got my phone, charger, everything on a stand. I got my routine. And my iPad or my computer, just watching my little Netflix and watching the location nonstop. I finally see that she goes to Mike and Maury's, and then she's at Mike and Maury's house. All right. It was like just before, it was like 11 something at night. Then she starts to move. And I'm like, okay. But then instead of coming down south towards Long Beach, she stays on the 10 freeway. And I'm like, the 10 freeway from the IE is a straight shot to LA. So I'm just watching her, and I got the screenshots. I screenshot the journey to LA, right? So now she's in LA, and I'm looking at where it's at, and it shows the address. And then I pull it up, and then I go back and look at me and Deshawn's text messages, and I'm like, that's a block away from his house. A block away from his house. And mind you, it's like past midnight already. And then I see it's at that school, Birdie Elementary. I hop in my car, and I'm just driving straight there. Like, what are we gonna see now? I get maybe 2 blocks away or so. And at first I go on foot, and I'm walking on foot until I see their cars. And then they get in the same one. So then I walk back to my car because I don't know how long you're going to be there or whatever. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I just see them, and I'm just like, in the same car, just laughing and giggling. And I sit in my car, and then it's 2 o'clock. And then it's 3 o'clock. And I'm literally in tears with a machete in my hand. And I'm like, because that was the moment I had the most evidence that that was the moment I had like the most evidence that, like, damn, this is like real. This is really happening. Like, y'all posted up. And it's like, I lost track of whether they got in and out the car or whatever, just because of where I was at, but they was just in the car, and I finally seen like a light come on or something, whatever, but I just left because I thought I was gonna like try to kill this dude. Like,
my heart is just like pounding as if I'm there right now. I don't even know how you sat through that.
I don't like, I literally just, I was thinking about, I didn't care nothing about myself. I didn't care about my freedom. I didn't care about anything. I was thinking about Isaiah and Cheryl. That was it. I was like, Isaiah, Cheryl. I was like, I wouldn't think about my morals, my consequences now. That I was just like, I don't care anymore, because like that was the moment, like my whole everything was just like completely like destroyed. Like, there would be nothing to say. There'd be nothing to disprove. There'd be nothing to talk about or whatever. The only thing that I was scared of was like I was so completely crushed at that moment. I knew I couldn't talk to her in her face. Like if I was to talk to her in her face, the moment she denied a single thing, I would have jumped straight in my car and went after him. I didn't have like she's physically always would be safe from me, but I would have had to take it out on and plus emotionally, I ain't gonna lie, emotionally it was gonna be too much for me. Like I didn't want to fall apart in front of her like that. Like I didn't want to lose because I was just like I was losing it. What's it called? I looked at I remember because I looked at the Soup Bros calendar, her job. And I knew that because when she goes to work, she leaves out of town for 5 days. And I knew for a fact, like, okay, that's when I'm gonna do it. Like I'm done. And I'm trying to figure out how to not get to this dude. Like, I know too much about you, bro. I know how to find you. I'm good with this stuff, right? And I'm like, and I don't like, how do you say? Here's the hard part. All right. And I sent like recently I went to like because of my concussion and everything, my doctor sent me to a little psych lady or whatever. And it was cool, it was helpful, but it was like a full-on diagnosis of just what's under the hood, you know. And the day that I got back the little letter thing from her, they sent it to me electronically. I copied that whole thing and sent it to Ty. And one of the things that it said in there was like, you know, chronic depression, anxiety disorder, you know, stuff like that. But then it also mentioned like suicidal tendencies and stuff like that. Because I just went in there and was just like, just told him. And 2012, I got into that car accident. Remember that silver Impala that I had? I don't know if it was brand new, but this was right around the time Nana had her stroke. I'm watching Nana in the hospital. And I'm there like every day. I can't go home without checking on Nana. And it's because around that time, it just seemed like things were a little bit whatever. She was kind of distant from me around that time too. Like she loves Nana, you know, she loved Nana, but I'm like with Nana every single day. And then it just seemed like whatever efforts that I was making to be close to her or whatever wasn't working. And I'm stressed out about losing my girl and all that little stuff. And I ended up getting to like, I don't know, I was tired. That's the way I was just tired. Like it just seemed like my job wasn't working the right way. My business wasn't working the right way. Like things ain't all the way good with me and Ty. For what, you know, no real solid beast, but I can't put my finger on it, but it was just like, I just felt like, you don't miss me.
I know. You don't even have to describe it to me. Like, I know the feeling.
And then that's the exact time Isaiah left home too. Isaiah just left home for the first time. He was gone. Ain't no real happiness connection with my wife. And then I'm seeing my grandma, who I think is going to pass away any day now, every day at the hospital. And I was just so tired. I drove from Hollywood, had dinner with my coworker, Ryan, one of our other staffs. We were doing some stuff. We was working on this magazine. and had some drinks there, but the drinks weren't a problem. I drove all the way from Hollywood, and I was like a half a mile from my house. And I was on the freeway just crying about Nana and just life. And I'm just so tired. I just was like, I don't want to wake up tomorrow. I don't want to do this no more. I literally just drove headfirst into a boulder on purpose. And my whole car got crushed. Like it just flipped around.
I never knew this.
I never knew this until the day that we sat at the park. I never knew this until the day we sat at the park, and I told her, like, that little DUI that I got, I told the police that I had something to drink, and I did. So I got a DUI, and I spent the night in jail. She came and got me, and I went to classes, everything, and I was literally just tired. The only reason I told her is because I started noticing myself with that same feeling of just like, I'm tired, and I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
Scared.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like too much is going on. It was December 31st of last year. Yeah, exactly a year ago. I was that same tired, and I was at work. And I'm just like, this whole thing with my mom and Sonny, and things ain't right with Ty for whatever reason. And I couldn't figure out how to not be distant from her. Like, and I'm trying, and it just seemed like it ain't working. And it was that same type of tired. And we had a bar at the other spa, and I work with doctors. I know what does what. I'm sitting back just drinking. It's like close to midnight. I'm drinking. And I'm just like staring at the bottle of pills. And I'm just like, I'm that type of tired again.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so scared of how tired I was. I FaceTime Holly, Mike, and Ty all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I got them all on the phone. And, Ty could tell that I was drinking. And she just started fussing at me, this and this and that. Where you at? I'm just sitting here at the spot by myself, just whatever. And I'm just like, nah, I wasn't drinking. But she, because I was like gone, because I was like gone on purpose. Like but then at the last minute, I'm just like, whatever. So she jumped in her car to come to the spa. I get in my car and I'm rushing home. And we literally pass each other, whatever.
Mm.
And she don't know how tired I was that day. Like that type of tired. Like I'm done. And I mentioned that to her at the park too. So she knows, like, I'm crying out for help. I'm letting you know I'm not good right now. Like, I ain't never felt this depressed, never felt this dark. And I didn't spent my whole life getting beat on, and then the other part of my life locked up in prison. And I ain't never thoughts in my head. It's just the thought of like building something and having things that are really precious to me and seeing it fall apart that just gave me that like life ain't working, and I ain't never struggled with anything like that before. So I'm confessing all of this to her at the park because I don't trust nobody ever in my life more than I trust her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, okay, wow, we got to process this, whatever. She never ever brought this up again. She never circled back around and was like, let's talk about this. She just literally just act like I never said it. Anyway, days go by. I'm digressing too much. Days go by, whatever. And then I'm starting to notice the location thing again. It's not adding up, right? Oh, no. We already passed that. I'm sorry. So I didn't see him at the club. I didn't see over by the club walking. I seen him at the park. And my mental state is so just like, I don't care about nothing or nobody or anything right now. that I didn't even trust myself to like be around her when I confronted her.
Mm.
I really don't know. I just was like, I can't do this mess. Like who do I trust?
Mm-hmm.
My two closest, like the woman I dedicated my whole life to,
Mm-hmm.
and then my boy who I took a life sentence for, that I'm
Mm-hmm.
10 years old, and they doing this to me. So I look at her work schedule, and I see she's gonna be out of town, but it's like 2 weeks away. I'm sitting on this, and I'm trying to just stay away from her as much as possible. And there was one time I was laying on the bed, and I noticed she started being like extra sweet to me, extra sweet. And she came and she rubbed my stomach, and I felt nauseous as crap. I felt nauseous. I forgot what I said, but like I faked having to run to the bathroom or something, and I was just like nauseous because she touched me.
Mm.
And I just tried to figure out, and then I was taking jobs like pretty much every single night, like as much as I could. And a lot of them were real jobs, and some of them I would just like drive to the station, like where the car lot is, and I just stay at the car lot. I also knew we have the tracker on the truck ever since we went out of town to St. Louis, and I kept it on the truck because I wanted her to know where I was, but two, part of me was almost like intrigued that because I found her. I don't know if you can say lying, but acting like she didn't know where I was when I knew she had the tracker on the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
forgot about it, and I intentionally made her think that I forgot about it because I would play dumb with my words about like blah 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 blah, and she, oh, where you at? What are you doing? What you up to? Or where you at right now? And then I would like FaceTime her. Oh, I'm over here. I'm over here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know she believed that I forgot that we put the tracker on the truck.
Mm.
It was strictly for Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was her idea. She was like, nope, we leaving this car with Isaiah. I want a tracker on it. So she would ask me where I'm at. And it's like, I know you know exactly where I'm at. So there be times, and I left it there on purpose just because I was like intrigued by like how slick are you? It was like watching something I never seen before, or never thought that I've seen before, which is like, you just look me in my face day after day and lie to me. Mind you, we're going on about 2 months of this. It's been about a week since the whole thing at Birdie Elementary School. That's when I ran in the house to change my clothes. She was at the gym. I knew she was at the gym because I got her location.
Mm-hmm.
And that came in the room and her iPad was wide open. It was open, but to the text messages. And I'm like, and I've never seen that before. Like, I mean, I know we can text on our, but it was just flat out open, just sitting face up. And I'm like, So I go straight to her and Deshawn's text messages because I also noticed something else different that she never does, which is she has her notification silence. She's never had her notification silence until Deshawn came home. I go look at their text messages, and then I'm seeing stuff like them having conversations till 2:30 in the morning. Oh, I can't believe you fell asleep on the phone. Oh my God, yeah, was I snoring? Like, and it's like some of them are like till 2:30, some of them are till like 5 in the morning. Oh, I can't like, and it's like this real flirty type of stuff, but not a smoking gun, but some stuff on like, y'all just like literally having chats and texting each other all throughout the night, early in the morning, 5 in the morning.
He was always tired. I'm so tired. What did he say? He said he needed something. He was like, I just can't get right. I just can't sleep right. I don't get enough sleep. I'm just agitated all night. Yeah, this is why. This was
So,
why.
so now here's another thing that I noticed. Their messages only went back for 2 weeks. He'd been home 3 months at the time. Why did you delete his messages? Then I started looking at other people's messages, just scanning through them. She don't delete no messages.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just like scanning. And it's like, you don't delete anybody's messages.
Mm-hmm.
Why your messages go back 2 weeks? So now I'm seeing text messages, and I take pictures of them, and I do a video of them, of me going through them on the iPad. And I'm just like, ah. And then I remembered, I'm like, what's the code to her iPad? Like, I knew it one time. And then it hit me like a couple of days later, like, oh, it's my parole date. Let me try that. I think that's it. And I did it and opened it up. And then they had new messages. I was like, oh, it worked. So I checked their messages. And I literally just looking at her location, waiting for her to go to the gym. And then I go open up her iPad and I go straight to their messages, and they still just texting each other back and forth. What are you doing? What you got going on? Hey, yeah, you ready to work out, this and that? And then I chat GPT how to recover deleted messages. And then it showed me step by step how to recover the deleted messages. And it says they stay active for 40 days after deleted. I do the whole little thing, and it literally had one more day until the 40-day expiration of them being gone forever.
Wow.
And I'm like, recover. And it says, are you sure you want to recover 1,834 messages?
Wow.
I screenshot that too and take a picture of that. I take a picture of that. And I'm like, damn. And I'm thinking, I don't know how it works. Like, if I do it, will it give her a notification on her phone or whatever? But then I'm looking at that 1 day thing, and I'm like, now or never. I recover it and damn near pass out. Like, it goes back 3 months, and I'm just reading it like a novel, and I'm just taking pictures and videos as fast as I could of everything before she like comes home, and I'm just reading it, and it just it's the first few weeks or whatever. It's like them just the whole Sherlock and Dear Watson, and I can't believe I have somebody to talk to, and this is so amazing, and this and this and that. And then you just start to see it progress till, oh, I got to get control over my thoughts. And, oh, they say I got to get these horses back in the stables and all that kind of stuff. And then, oh, are you naturally such a great hugger? And then it goes to like, oh yeah, you was wearing them sweats. Yeah, I seen your erection. And then you get to the part where it's just like keep talking about going commando and the jacuzzi. And then I get to the ultimate thing where, oh, the thing I got her for her anniversary, anywhere you want to go. Go, complete spa day for yourself, like whatever you want to do. And that's when she picks the place in Pasadena, right? Then that's when I see, I'm looking at the dates and I'm seeing like, even when she was with him on our anniversary, she planned that out 3 days before. Like, I sent you all those text messages. And that's because you're going to pay attention to different things that I pay attention to. I'm looking for certain things. You're going to look for certain things. But like 3 days before our anniversary, she kept like, don't forget, make sure you get your gym membership. Make sure, okay? Like, she intentionally planned it out to meet up and be with him on our anniversary. And then I sat in the park and she made me think that I was losing my mind. And because I really did, that's when I tried to make up for it. And that's when I bought her the whole resort for herself. You don't have to be a mom. You ain't got to be a husband. I mean, a wife. We got the Russians here. We got Isaiah here. Just go and just pamper yourself, whatever you need. I paid for it. Make sure she has some money. And then I read an entire date day she planned for them two. They're back at iPick again in Pasadena. The resort is in Pasadena. And then that's when she's saying, hey, I ain't got to go home at all tonight. And he's like, what? For real? At all? Like, you know, you saying what I'm saying? Like, and she literally invited him to come spend the night at the resort that I got her for her anniversary. And then I'm reading about how beautiful she looks in the morning. And then a lot of vague stuff after that, like them saying, hey, hold on, let me just call you. So I don't know who they're in front of or whatever, or hey, I'll call you in the car, stuff like that. But it's just like, and then, so I have all this stuff where like you invited them after y'all had 2 months or 3 months or whatever of a romantic, like, we can't stand being away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day, all day long, they talking to each other and they going on constant dates. They was at iPick probably 4 or 5 times that I didn't see. And even before I saw the text messages, I know what type of movie she like. I already knew something was up with that just from the location, because you back at iPick again, and I look at iPick roster, Ty don't watch rated R movies. She don't. No, that's rated R. The only thing that was not rated R was Downton Abbey or whatever. But it's your 4th time at iPick.
Mm-hmm.
You on FaceTime?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. What?
Oh, you found out how to FaceTime on your Android?
I am on my phone. Get out.
I'm checking something.
Checking what?
My parent.
Why do you have to check it in my room? Okay, hurry up. You all in my business. You got 5 seconds. 5. You looking for your card? Because she nosy.
Mhm.
She very nosy. Okay, no. You can check for it tomorrow. Get out. What I say get out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And don't come back in here without knocking. Bye. Close my door.
Yeah. So I take a picture of all the every single thing, because I'm planning out how I'm going to do this. So I take a picture of everything and I put it in my notes. And when she leaves to go to this time it was a local show right in Burbank. Usually it's out of state or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I put the notes. I shared the notes in the group chat with the message. And I'm thinking that all the photos are going to go through with this group chat message, but I'm recently finding out no. So all she sees is the message, which is like a message to Deshawn, like, bro, I ain't never blamed you for why I went to prison, but I did take a life sentence for you, bro. And you actually abandoned me and left me when I was in prison serving life. You got life. I came home and I stood by you for the last several years. And Ty, shit, like, this is the most ultimate form of betrayal I've ever heard of or seen. And then I started telling them highlights. I could have took y'all heads off when y'all was posted up at Birdie Elementary School till 4:30 in the morning, or when you was over here at this club, or when I saw you here. But for the sake of Cheryl and Isaiah, y'all ain't got to watch y'all back. But my only request is leave me the F alone. I don't want nobody checking on me. I don't want no, are you okay? I don't want no apologies. And I said, guess what? I'm gonna even take this one on the chin and I'm gonna suffer in silence. I'm not even telling our friends and family. I don't want no help. Like, that's literally how I felt. I just want to like basically drop off the face of the earth because I actually don't even know what I'm gonna do at the time. I just know she gonna go her way, I'm gonna go my way, right? They was already talking about selling the house and everything. I'm like, I'm not gonna be trying to pay for this. Like, and I said, just tell me, do you want your stuff at your mama's house or your sister's house? That's the only thing I want you to respond. Her initial response was, what betrayal? What are you talking about? That was her response. What, like, what did, like, still, what did I do? Like, what did I do? And then she just kept calling and kept calling. I wasn't answering the phone. And then she texted me saying, if you don't answer the phone, I'm coming straight home. And that's the part that I didn't want. I can't see her. I can't be around her. Like, I'm losing it. Like, so I finally answered the phone. And she was like, wait, what? It's not what you think it is, this and that. And I just start screaming and going off because she don't know what I just saw. She don't know what I literally just witnessed and went through for 2 months. 2 months just watching this, having her playing mind games with me, lying to me every single, watching my boy in my face, both of them in my face. And I'm just like trying to hold this little fake little smile together. Hey, all right. And I'm being real short with my work and I'm just like, they spending my money on their dates. I remember the day she was leaving, before she left, I said, hey, could you run to the store and get a bottle of tequila and a thing of lemon stuff or whatever, because I need it, because if we get paid more for a bar and for some of the rides or whatever. She says, you got to send me some money because I'm completely tapped out and it's 40 something bucks or whatever. I look at my account and I have like 20 something dollars or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, never mind or whatever. And I said to her, and I said, I only need this. Just get the cheapest bottle of whatever and don't get the lemon stuff. Whatever. So she ends up bringing back a bottle of this basic like Casadores or something like that. But it stood out because she's saying she has no money. She ain't get paid yet from Soup Bros. And then I'm reading in her text message how, hey, you got to come here. I'm buying you a suit. This is the exact same weekend that you have no money to go get a bottle of alcohol and I got to send you some money. But you tell him, hey, make sure you come on the last day. It's my treat. I'm buying you a suit.
Mind you, he just left me. He just literally, as a matter of fact, when he was there, I end up getting a flat tire going home because we just came back from Bakersfield. He drove all the way back, got to his spot, dropped him off. Then I drove home, got a flat tire, text him and said, I got a flat tire. He like, where you at? And then he called me. I end up through the text messages realizing, yeah, he was there with the whole suit thing. I guess he stepped out or whatever and called me and was asking me like, where's the tow man? Like, where you at? You need me to come out there? I'm like, I don't even know where I'm at. No, I'm too far. Yeah, he was with her. He was there. Literally, we just left each other.
So we have like, I'm just like screaming and yelling and cussing at her about everything over the phone. And it's like, I can't believe it. And then she's crying and she's talking about, oh my God, I can't believe I effed up. I'm so stupid. I never deserved you. I knew I never deserved you. I can't believe I just did this and this and this and that. But she's still not saying what she did.
Mm-hmm.
She's telling me like this is her knee jerk, but
Mm-hmm.
she's still minimizing it.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, oh, it was only this, it was only that. And every time she says something like that, I'm going off. I'm just screaming and yelling. And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, and at the like, it's like she would only stop focusing on herself and what she was doing when I started screaming. And almost like she was just trying to calm me down, you know. And I remember I'm punching walls and stuff, and like, and it's like a 2-3 hour just right. And I'm like, stay away from me. I don't ever want to see you again. Like all this kind of stuff. And I don't remember. I just remember like my body physically hurt just from screaming, you know, just from
Mm-hmm.
screaming, going off, right? And then I'm just like, I just need to like not hear from you right now. I just need to not talk to you. I don't want no text message. I just need to breathe. Like, I can't deal with this. Like, I can't deal with any of this mess, right? And then she's like backing off of me now. Like, okay, I won't just, you know, when you wanna talk to me, just reach out to me, this and this and that, whatever. And then we hang up. And from then on out, it was strictly text messages. That was no more phone calls, except for one more time, which I'm gonna bring up. So 100% text messages. And she initiated every single one of them. And the first little bout was, please, please let me just pack up my own stuff. Because I'm telling her, I'm packing up your stuff and I'm just taking it to your mama's house. And she's just begging, let me please, I'll stay. Like, if you can just like, we don't have to see each other. We won't have to be around each other. I'll let you know when I'm gone from the house so you could come back. May you please, and I already know why she wanted to pack up her stuff, because she didn't know how much I'm going to crash out on her property.
Mm-hmm.
She got probably little money stashes. She got a $9,000 ring that I bought her on the cruise, all that. And I'm looking at all this stuff. And that's like some of the first stuff that I was packing up anyway. I don't want anything.
Mm-hmm.
I even text her like, you know, you can keep the Range Rover. It's 100% in my name. I text her, I'm gonna finish paying for your flight school because that's what I promised Sonny. Like, this is all in my initial message. Like, keep the car. I'm gonna pay for your school, whatever, but just stay away from me. That's the only thing that I need, is just stay away from me. Don't. Her iPad is still at the house while she's gone. I'm watching her text him, hey, Brandon says, do not call him, do not talk to him whatsoever. But he's not playing. And he was like, okay, I won't. So he's never once contacted me at all, right? Which I'm glad, because I'm like, don't, bro. And then it was like the next, or later on that night, or I don't know, but she just kept begging me, can I please come pack up my stuff? Just please, just let me pack up my own stuff, please. So I'm like, whatever, I don't care. So I leave, and she's giving me a heads up. Hey, I'll be there in 3 hours. Hey, I'll be there in an hour. I'll be there in 30 minutes, whatever. So I know she's coming, but the whole time I'm still watching her location. So I know where he's at. So I get up and I just leave. I go to work. And she's only here for like 3 hours, packs up her car full of whatever else, and then she goes back. She took the next day off work, because I hit her on day one of work. Part of the reason is I still, even with all of this stuff, I was still worried about her. And she works with nothing but her friends. So part of the reason I'm gonna hit you day one is because this is about to be a miserable life for both of us right now. And you hurt me and betrayed me, I still need people to support her. I've always, like, I don't know how to not be that. I don't know how to not look at her like that. You know, like, I can hate what you do, but I don't know how to fully hate her. You know, I hate what you do to me, but I don't know how to fully hate her. Right. So I hit her day one just because I know she's at work for 3 more days. and she works with her closest friends. So if you choose to say something to them or whatever, that's on you. But you can at least be around people who love you and you're taken care of, right? Because I'm not gonna do it. I can't be anywhere around your butt. Right? So she begs me, packs up her stuff, as much stuff as she can fit, and I already knew the stuff she was going for right away. And she took all that stuff. And then she says, I'll be back tomorrow to get the rest of my stuff or whatever. Or when she's done from work or whatever. I don't even like that mess hanging over my head, right? So I call one of my homies who's not one of our mutual friends. Because mind you, I'm still not telling anybody. I don't go to the elders at the hall. I don't tell my buddies. I don't tell Isaiah. I literally don't want to live through this again because I've been through this before, right? I don't want, and I just went through 2 years of just poor Brandon, poor Ty, poor Brandon, like a life. And then and plus I don't know what I'm gonna even do with myself, really. I'm just planning on just like disappearing, you know. I told her I'm gonna tell our friends we moved and you go your way, I'm gonna go my way, you know, like that's it. So I even started floating that thing to our friends about, man, they selling the house, you know, we're moving. Where you going? Oh, we probably gonna move in with our mama, just so they can not question when we disappear. She ends up going like after work. So I pack up all her stuff and I take it to Compton, and I'm feeling bad because I see Toya and I don't tell Toya nothing. I let her know like last minute they selling the house, and I'm being real short with her, and it's not like my interactions with Toya. So I'm feeling bad because I'm like always lovey-dovey, hugging, you know, stuff. And I'm just like, just trying not to cry. And then I see Pat, and then it's hitting me like, this is probably my last day I'm ever going to see him again. Because this is where Ty's going to live. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like sad looking at Toya, like, I can't even say goodbye to you the right way. Because I don't want to let you know it's goodbye, but I'm probably never going to see you again. And I'm like, damn, this is my sister. This is my mother-in-law. But it's her family and not mine. And I'm like literally trying not to cry just because I think I'm not going to see them ever again in my life. It's hurt. Like, oh my God. So I pack up her stuff and then I just text her after we were all done. And I had to go get a U-Haul. So and it was hard. I had a U-Haul and one of my boys. So I sure don't know how she planned on pulling that mess off, right? So I just text her, everything's at your mama's house. Bye. I thought that was the end of everything, right? The end of everything. The next night, I noticed she at the Kingdom Hall, and she there till almost midnight. She get there like 7, and then she there till like midnight. So I'm just like, okay, she probably spilling the beans. But if that's what I was never against that ever. I never told her not to. I just told her I wasn't doing none of that. I didn't say, you better not this, you better. I ain't never told her one, because everything I told her is in writing, 100% of it, you know? So when she went there, I'm thinking, okay, I didn't expect that, but good for you. Then 2 of the brothers came and saw me like a week later. But even before that, what happened is she went from there to a hotel, a Hilton hotel in downtown Long Beach. After the hotel, the next day, I see her just floating around Long Beach all day long, right? She's floating around Long Beach. And I don't know what she's up to because I don't even know what these places are. She just comes around Long Beach. And then it's like 11:30 at night. She sends me a text message that I don't see, but the phone rings. And so I answer the phone, and she woke me up. And she's like, hey, please, I just need a place to stay for the night until I figure something out tomorrow. I'm going to stay out of your way. You won't even see me. Can I just sleep? The house is big enough or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because I'm sleeping in the guest room because I don't even want to sleep in our room or whatever. And then I hear the garage go up, and then she go to bed. And then I wake up early the next morning to just hurry up and leave. And then that's when I see the text message. it is like, hey, same thing. Could you let me in? I need a place to stay. But then it gets to the other part about, plus you have obligations towards me. And by the way, it's illegal to keep me out of my own home. And I just can't believe it, because I'm just like, after what you just did to me, this is somehow about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I respond like, I can't believe like you're focused on yourself. You selfish, self-centered. I say, F you, F Deshawn, F the law, F my obligations. I'll get out your way. So I ended up going to Home Depot, getting a few bins, and wait till she left, came, got some of my stuff, and then got the air mattress. And then I go to the spa, and I go to one of the back rooms. I got a lock on it, and I tell my staff that somebody's renting a room to do the podcast. So, and they got certain equipment in there. So now it's not suspicious because the door's locked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tell nobody at work. I don't call none of my friends. I don't tell anybody. I'm just sleeping at the spa. And they think the door is locked because somebody's renting it who does podcast stuff, and he needs to lock his stuff up. So anyway, some of the brothers come see me just to like check on me, give me, and then they just ask me how I'm doing and everything like that, and I got certain responsibilities there, and I told them I need to step down and not do them anymore, but then I don't tell them about Ty. I just tell them I'm going through some stuff because of my mom. I'm stressed. I got anger issues because of Bert, and I just need to, and I don't say nothing about Ty, right? Then she sends me like a text the next day or something saying that she went to the brothers and told them everything, right? So now I just lied to my boys' faces for the most part and said it was for something else, but I just didn't want to tell on her. Like, regardless of what I was supposed to do, I'm like, I'm not telling on her. I'm not going to smut her name. I don't want people looking at Isaiah's mom as this person. If that's who she is, that's who she is. But I still don't want people looking at my dude's mom like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, so once I find out that she like told him everything, because I'm imagining in my head again, dang, I wasn't planning on you going, but now that I know you went, now I'm imagining you just sitting back and opening up your phone and stuff and all that and showing them what I saw and explaining what you just did. But I forgot she deleted them from her phone, but she never recovered them from her phone. I recovered from her iPad. So in her mind, she just thinks that I have a couple of weeks of text messages that aren't crazy, right? So anyway, my boys know that I'm sleeping at the spa on a mattress. She at the house. She says she's gonna be out a certain day. She extends it for a week, but she asks, hey, can I get a few more days? I'm getting my affairs. And I'm just thinking, you got a whole mama with a house and an extra room. I don't. You got a whole sister with a house in an extra room. I don't. You have single friends with an extra room. I don't. I can't go to none of my friends' houses without telling on you. So I choose to sleep on an air mattress at work, right? And even later on, she tells me, oh yeah, you made the right decision. That's what you were supposed to do. Yeah, I promise you, it's all in writing. That's what you were supposed to do. Like, anyway, it's day 9 or so. I don't care about nothing no more. Like nothing. I just want to just go do something. Like I look up these little events and stuff at Eventbrite or whatever. I go to this one little event downtown LA. I'm just making it. I usually would do stuff like that with some of my staff or whatever, just because it's just cool to network and pass out cards, whatever. I meet a handful of people, right? I meet this one traveling nurse, little chick face. She's from ATL, whatever. I get her information. kind of cute, whatever. But I'm still not really tripping off of her. I just have her information along with a few other people's information, right? Then it's like 2 days after that, my phone is so silent. Like, and I'm just watching TV, sipping on something, playing on my phone, right? And then end up hitting her up, hey, when you going back to Snatch? She got like a week and a half before she go back to Atlanta. I end up saying, man, I'm over here, going through something, I'm venting, telling her about the wife, because it's like somebody who don't know none of us. I'm like, man, I'm over here showering at the gym, sleeping on an air mattress at work, blah, blah, blah. She like, oh, come hang out with me and my friend over here. Her and her friend staying at a hotel. They have different rooms though. And she's like, you can have dinner with us and you can use my shower. I push over there and I'm not even going to like try to fluff it, because it's not like, oh, I went over there and I was drinking too much and we was giggling and this and this and that. I was in the car like, I don't care. Like, if the opportunity presents itself, I'm crashing all the way out, just because I never done it before. And it's not even like I struggled not to do it before. It's just I never wanted to do it before. You know what? I might be driving off a bridge in 2 days, like whatever. So I'm going there with ill intentions. And I ain't even got the green light, but I'm like, if it go down, it go down, like, right? So it worked out. But honestly though, I felt like such, because I ain't never dated, I ain't never lived that life, like, so honestly it felt like more just like trash. Like, I felt more useless. I felt more like out of everybody who's just letting you down, turning your back on you, this and this and that, now nigga, you letting you down too. You know what I mean? Like, you just garbage, bro. Like, and I'm just like, whatever. Like, life is, it's not like, ooh, yeah, and that put me in another state of just like, you ain't nothing. Like, I ain't praying no, like, at the time, like initially it's almost like I was hiding, like, I ain't gonna talk to you, guy, because you disappointed in me too now. That's how I was feeling. Like, that's how I felt, right? It was, like maybe 4 days or so went by, and then Ty finally moved out the house, and now I'm just like happy to just go home. I'm just happy to just like, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I ain't got enough money to get another spot. I'm over here looking for new places and all that, but I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what my timeline is. At first I thought I had like 2 weeks or whatever. And then old girl hit me up like, hey, I'm headed back to Atlanta, whatever. She has a friend in Long Beach. She's like, I'm already in Long Beach. Could you give me a ride to the airport? Right. She don't want to go to the airport right away. Like, the airport ain't till later on that night. But I'm just like, shoot, slide through, And I say slide through for a movie, but even when I say for a movie, I'm already knowing like I ain't gonna see her again no way, so whatever, right? So she come through. She got her little luggage and all that. About to take her to the airport. But before all of that, crash out again, whatever. And remember, I got the tracker on my truck too. Ty done already left the house. She left the keys. She left the garage door openers. And she let me know, I got all of my stuff in writing. I have all of my stuff. I won't be coming back. My guard down, everything. But I got the tracker on my truck. I'm only 3 blocks away, but at work. I don't know what made her do it. I don't know what she was looking for. She said she left some stuff in the gym, but she goes back over there, and I'm seeing her go back over there. I'm like, where are you going? Why are you going in our neighborhood? Right? So I push straight over, and I still don't want to see her. So I'm just parked in the street and I'm texting her, what the hell is going on here? And she just responds, oh, I just had to get a couple of things out of the gym. And I'm like, I say something like, nah, this is some shit, like whatever, right? And then I'm thinking about old girl stuff upstairs, but I'm not thinking about it like on some old like, oh my God, just because I'm like, I'm more just angry that you're just constantly lying about stuff. Like I'm not even thinking, because in my mind, you made your choice, you in love.
Right?
You in love, like you made your choice. Like I don't like I'm not your like this between me and God now. Like I just gotta figure out how to get that stuff right later. Like, so I'm not even like really like, oh my God, you know, and then part of me is like, I hope you seen it or something. You know, like I hope you did, you know. But then she don't say nothing. And I just so you know, I see her, the door open, like she's about to leave. And as soon as I see her, I just drive off. And then I'm driving off slow, and then I see her car leaving, and then I just push back to work. And mind you, we haven't verbally spoken in probably 2-3 weeks, right? And then it's like the next day or the day after that, she just won't stop calling me. She just won't stop calling me. So then I just finally answer, right? I finally answer, and she's like, as soon as I answer, she's crying. You know, she's like, how could you? How could you? You know, because she's seen like the suitcase, but then she's seen like wine glasses and all that. So it's like, you know, it was whatever, right? And she's seen evidence of one day. My initial response to her was, I'm not your business anymore. Like, you know, I'm not your business anymore. Whatever I do, that ain't got nothing to do with you. And then I told her, and guess what? That wasn't the first time. You only seen evidence of one day. I voluntarily told her that wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was sleeping over at the spa. That's when it first happened. You know, so, but you gave your body, nigga, you did too, but with my best friend. But no, I did not. I did not. I'm just like, nigga, she ain't. I got all the messages. You don't invite somebody to come be in your bed at a resort that you're already in this big passionate relationship with for no reason. Like, I'm not trying to believe any of like none of that, right? So this was like a 2-hour back and forth. It went from, I answered the phone like right by my house, but I was on my way to clean up for an event. So I'm talking while I'm cleaning up, and then the people of the event finally started coming in. So I'm like walking outside, getting away because I'm just emotional and I'm fussing at her. But she's talking to me on some old like, you did what you did. I made a mistake, but you're my husband and I just want to be home with you. This and this. And that. That's how she's talking to me. But she's still not admitting to me any of the details of like what I just seen over the last months. Like she's talking in a way where it's like it was just an emotional support thing where I was just talking to him and I'm just like, and that's the part that's making me just go off even more because I'm just like, you're not talking to me about anything. You're not apologizing about actual things, about this and this and this and going here and being here and going on dates and parading around the city with him and lying to me to my face for 3 months. Spending the night with him at a resort that I gave you for your anniversary. She's not saying none of that. She just keeps trying to downplay it. It was just a little mistake. And I'm just like, I can't do this no more. And then I hang up with her, and then it's just texts for the next couple of days where like, hey, you know, you and your warts and you're ugly. I still love you and I still want to be with you. I made mistakes, you made mistakes. And it's very her trying to like save some stuff type of conversation. And I'm not responding to it. I'm just ignoring them. And as I'm ignoring them, the days go by. And then, even verbally, before, because I'm telling her, I gotta go. And then she says, okay, I just want to ask you one more question. Was it somebody that I know? Like, is it somebody that's been around me, one of my friends?
The
Somebody?
nerve.
And then I
Nerve.
started laughing. I was like, hell no. I said, yeah, I done some dumb stuff just now, but I said, that's sick. I would never do nothing that's sick. That's sick. No, I barely know the girl. You know, like no, it's a no. And she was like, do you love her or something? I said, I don't love nobody. I said, you took that ability away from me. I don't love. Well, I said it like, I don't love shit. Like, that's how I said it. I'm like, I don't love nothing. Right. And then over the next couple of days, it's just text, but they're still like, hey, encouraging. Hey, I just want you to get right with Jehovah, and I just want you to just do this. And everything is very encouraging. Like, I want you to do this and do this. And if you ever need me, if you just want to talk, I'm here. And I'm mad that she's texting me this stuff because I want to just be left alone to hate right now. And she knows she's my weakness. She's always been my weakness. So she's texting me good. She's texting me positive stuff. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't go back, but it's like hurting me because it makes it harder for me to like be mad at her so much. But I just need to just chill and just be mad. And then the mood starts to switch. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but she got on the attack now. Mind you, I'm still not texting you. And then it's like she's lashing out saying, what you did was 100 times worse than anything I've ever done. And I'm like, wait, who was she? Nobody. I mean, I got a first name, Faith, but no, I'm not going to drag somebody else into this crap. You know? And then it's like, oh, you must love her if you're protecting her. That's what she kept saying. You're protecting her. You don't want me to know who it is, so you're protecting her. You must love her. I'm like, I don't love shit. Like, no, hell no. Like, all that love stuff, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in friendships. That's where I was going. I'm like, I don't believe in nothing. Like, no, I'm not. But I'm like, why did her language change so much? Oh, she grouped up with her girls and they trying to figure life out. But all of her girls are trying to help her figure life out from her story only. And why would Brandon do this? And why would Brandon do that? Because as far as her friends know, she ain't do nothing. She just made a little mistake of just being too close to my friend. And I got jealous. So now that's when they start trying to put it together. Oh, he must this and he must. So now her and her friends are going on a social media hunt. They going through whatever. It must be this person. They going talking about any of my clients. Now, mind you, I've always had a ton of pretty clients. Ever since I've been home. It ain't never been nothing to worry about. I trained bikini competitors. She would help me train them on how to pose and everything. It ain't never been nothing for you to worry about. I would hear her bragging to her friends about the way I am around women. It's part of my actual brand. I get more clients because they know that I'm a certain way around women. I don't do inappropriate jokes. I don't do none of that. Like, I don't. It's like I just big bro everybody from the jump. You know, like there's not like I wish we can all go to court because I subpoena every one of them. And they'd all have the same story. The day, especially if you look good. If you look good and you're pretty, I want you to know where I stand from the gate. So I automatically start bragging about my wife. They would all have the same story. Oh man, all he does is talk about, because they would introduce me to their girlfriend when they come in for sessions. Oh, this is Brandon, but hey, hold up, he crazy about his wife. That was my go-to for everything. Even if,
Mhm.
like, it was a period where I ain't really feeling like she that close to me or whatever. You know what I mean? Some of these girls started even getting DMs and everything. And now they asking me stuff. Some of them quit coming to me altogether.
Mm.
Some of them I had to explain things to they dude because they dude will be around me too.
Mhm.
Like, so that caused a whole bunch of problems, right? And they throwing out names. And it's just like, these are people that are my clients that either do body sculpting. Some of them I actually train and I'm training them in groups for the most part with our other friends, with Isaiah. Like, so now she starts throwing out their names, right? And I'm just whatever. Like, it sucks just because now it's a topic, right?
Mhm.
I didn't know this whole time she going to Isaiah because Isaiah, once he found out that we're not together, he just like, hey, pops, stuff happens or whatever. I hope everybody's okay. This and that. So what happened? I tell Isaiah, ask your mama. I refuse to tell Isaiah my version. I'm just like, just ask your mom, your mom, bro, and whatever she say it is, because I'm not gonna smut her name even to him, regardless of what I'm going through. Then her messages start getting uglier and uglier and uglier
Mhm.
out of nowhere. And mind you, they're not responses. They're like, I'm initiating this. You're a coward, you're nobody, you're a loser. That's why this. And now she's boasting about how everybody's treating her compared to me. Oh, you're not at the hall no more. I'm not at that one.
Wow.
I'll either go on Zoom or I'll go visit, a different one, but I'm not telling her that. But she's just assuming it. You're not even
Mhm.
a Christian anymore, this and this and that. You're this, you over here slinging dick everywhere, all around. Where is this coming from?
Mhm. She
Right?
angry.
And it's just like, I'm not saying nothing to. And then if it wasn't for Isaiah calling me, I wouldn't have known how bad it was. I'm just looking at these messages and I'm just picturing her and all of her girlfriends sitting around going on this witch hunt about, but now I know why they were doing it, because her version of the story was,
Mhm.
I'm paranoid, I'm stressed, I got jealous for hanging out with my friend too much. And Isaiah's like, Dad, like, he's like, bro, you ain't never been jealous of nothing. And then she told Isaiah, oh, he was scared to go to the elders and this is that. And Isaiah told me, he's like, Pops, you ain't scared of nothing. So he reasoned on his own, Mom's lying. And then he started telling me what she said. He's like, Pops, I know that ain't true. And that was the day that he found out everything. I let him read it, and he was going off. He was going off. He brought my boy CJ into it because he challenged her on it. He's like, no, I heard this, like, Pop showed me the receipts and you said all you did was this and this and that. And she was like, well, I didn't have to tell you this other part and this and that, and nothing happened. And he was like, no, you up here effing this nigga, this and this and that. You was at a resort, you invited him, he spent the night. She gonna say, oh, he was in the neighborhood, he stopped by, but it was close to his curfew, so he didn't have nowhere to go. So he slept on his side of the bed and I slept on mine. Isaiah's,
Still lying.
yeah, like for real. But the whole story is in the message. You planned this out. This was your date plan. This is the one that you initiated. He just went along with this one.
Mm.
She also mentioned. So let's. Oh, I just got to get this lawyer stuff out the way. So that's the part. What she did. What she said she did. Nothing. Got emotionally attached to somebody, but then she started planting seeds on why she got emotionally attached.
Mhm.
What was she saying to Maury about? Oh no, I talked to Maury. Maury said that it was just unusual because they talk about everything. They
Mm-hmm.
complain about whatever there needs to be complained about with their husbands. They talk about the good things, the bad things. They always talk. But she was like, it was real strange because out of nowhere, she shows up with you. She plans to show up without you and
Mm-hmm.
let us know ahead of time. Brandon's not coming because he's just too busy. She told that ahead of time. And she says the whole night she was just complaining about how you're this and this, you're mean, you're being mean. And I'm like, when did I be mean? Like you've been emotionally unavailable. And it's crazy because right before then, she was at Lance and Cheryl's house. They came to see me. And she was telling them the opposite.
Yep.
Did Cheryl tell you that? Or
Mm-hmm. And you just stressed out, ever since your mom died, your friend had passed away, you just been going through it, trying to get stuff together. That's why Cheryl felt like Ty wouldn't do nothing like that. If Brandon's going through all that, she wouldn't do her husband like that. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all.
so how
And
did
like
you
I told,
how did you
huh?
know before me? Because I was really
What?
when you sent me that text message about her and Deshawn, it seemed like you knew what was going on before I knew what was going on.
Regarding what?
Them.
No, I just felt like see the thing about it, that whole night, that first me coming over there
For the fight night.
was, huh?
For the fight night.
Yeah,
Fight night. Yeah.
was weird. Was already weird. She hitting me up for weeks. And I'm just like, you hit me up out the blue. And it just kept being like, yeah. And Deshawn, I'm like, you didn't even like Deshawn when we was in high school. Like, she always felt like Deshawn was the one getting you in trouble. So you didn't even like him. But then you want to get us together. But mind you, Talia had been telling me like, oh, Deshawn asked for your number, Deshawn this and that. So I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, he done told her he wants to talk to me and she about to, oh, I'll do it. You know how she do. Like, I could make it happen. So I'm telling her like, look, I'm busy. Yeah, it's cool, whatever. I'm cool on him and blah, blah. But you still hitting me up. I'm telling you, the entire time she's hitting me up, I'm hitting my aunt up. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but she up to something. And she was like, yeah, this sounds weird. And what I should have listened to, because she told me, you don't have to go because it don't sound right. And I said, you know what? I'm an entertainer. I'm going to go ahead and entertain her and see what she got up her sleeve. Because I've never trusted Tyrenza. Tyrenza's always been just shady. She's just always been like that. It's always something going on with her. Nothing, it's never been genuine. And I always tell people, like, I grew up without my mama and daddy. I did nothing but people watch. I went to school for this. I have degrees in this. This is what I do. So I'm already just like, all right, well, let me go see what's going on. I still wasn't tripping until like, what's your ETA? Even with, I said, this is what I'm gonna do. Cause if she's not trying to tell me she's trying to like hook me up with him, I'm gonna tell her I think I text both of y'all. I said, I'm gonna bring a +1. But my +1 was gonna be Promise. But I'm like, no response, right? She didn't say nothing. So I'm like, mm-hmm. Then later on when she called me, she was like, oh, what's your ETA? And oh, are you what was Promise your +1? I'm like, yeah. But I said, okay, I'll be there. It says I'll be there at 6:50 something. It's 7:05. Did you get lost? Where are you? Like, there. I get there. And when I say she was acting so weird, that's why I say they're not good at what they do. Like y'all sneaky, but y'all not good. I pull up and she just starts running all around the house. Like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go get the food. We're going to go get Deshawn. Deshawn's around the corner with Brandon. And then we're going to come back and we're going to hang out and chill. Why is this so important to you? Like, I'm just really confused. Okay, get in the car, get the food, go get Deshawn. But even with pulling up, when you said, like, y'all might as well just come hang out. And she keep going like, nope. Like, I'm just looking at her like, nope. We got plans. I'm still like, what's going on? And then y'all going back and forth. Remember, I got out the car and said, oh, what's up, Deshawn? Like, gave him a hug because I'm like, it's getting weird. She acting real funny. We get in the car. We go back to the house. Everything was catered to him, though. She's like, she only likes salad with lettuce and cucumbers. What is this Greek salad you got going on? Deshawn, do you like it? If you know I only like lettuce and cucumbers, why did you? Okay, well, I'm not going to eat that. And she's steady trying to get me to drink. She know I don't drink. Not for any reason. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. She keep trying to do that to the point he picked it up and drunk it. Like, all right, it's gone now. Because she was like, kept trying to pressure me. And I'm like, no, I'm good. But everything I asked him, like, I'm like, oh, because I knew he had I knew he had a son, but I didn't know if he had any other kids. I knew about Tiana way before that, but I knew he had a son. So I was like, oh, how many kids do you have? He has 3. He's like, no, I got 2. But I'm like, like, why you keep interrupting? And we talking, but she's just like circling like a shark. All right. I'm really focused on the fight. I want to see the fight. I go sit down on the couch. I sit like towards the end. She plops down in the middle with her wine. He's standing over me and he's talking. So I scoot over like, okay, you can sit. So he sit next to me. She looks offended, like why he didn't sit in the middle of us. So we talking, but she's steady interrupting. Like, yeah, I was like, so what you been doing since you got out? Oh, they took me here. Yeah. And then he called me. And then I was like, so I'm like in the middle going back and forth. Like, but every time she talked, he just stopped. You could tell, I don't know if he was bothered by it or he didn't know what to do. Cause he was just like, he just got quiet. I asked him another question. She started talking. I'm like, all right, this is still awkward, but all right. I start watching the fight. No. Before it came on, we got to go get Isaiah. Go get Isaiah from where? Mind you, the fight is about to start. We got to get Isaiah. He at work. He worked right down the street at Costco. Okay, go get him. We all got to go. Why? No, we all got to go. I'm like, why? I'm like, the fight is about to start. Why would you do that when I'm kind of agitated because I'm already like feeling uncomfortable. But now I'm getting agitated because you won't shut the hell up and you just keep bugging. And I was like, why we all got to go? Because, we just all got to go. Y'all gonna make me go by myself? I said, take him. Because that's how focused I was. I'm like, take him with you. No. We all got to go. She kept doing it. I was like, all right, come on, let's go. Let's just go. Like, but now I'm a little agitated. I'm irritated. We get in the car, see Isaiah, get him. I get in the back seat with Deshawn. But she's telling him how scared I am of heights and just like saying little stuff. So we get back, sit down, Isaiah walking back and forth, talking. In the middle of the fight, she like, stand up, Deshawn. how tall do you think he is? I'm like, this, oh my God, shut up. But in the meantime, you started calling. You started FaceTiming her. And at one point, she was like, this Brandon again. I was like, let me answer it. So, but when I answered it, it was somebody else on there. I was like, oh, that's not Brandon. I gave her back the phone. And she was like, he was like, yeah, y'all might as well just come over here. And she was like, no, I already told him we not coming, blah, blah. She hung up and she was like, I don't even know that nigga. I don't know why he got people calling. You already told him we got plans. The way she just kept doing that, I'm like, we ain't doing nothing. So when she did that, Deshawn was standing up, but he looked at his phone and he said, oh, Randy called me. And it looked like he went to call you. She was like, do not call him back. Do not call him back. And I looked and I seen that you called me. And I was like, oh, he called me too. He trying to reach anybody because he wants somebody to come over there. No, we have plans and we are busy. And I'm like, all right. So then you called her again, and then she didn't want to answer, but she just kept. What had me start feeling really certain way is like, you're really talking derogatory about him in front of him. And that's where I started to be like, what's up with all that? You really, like, I've never seen her do that. So I was kind of like,
Yeah.
But then she was like, how tall do you think he is? So they doing this measuring thing. We stand up, we do the height, whatever. The fight start getting good. I turn around. I'm like, oh, snap. They behind me talking, Isaiah arguing, going back. I don't know what they talking about. Deshawn turned around, put his arms around me, start rubbing. That took me by surprise too, because I'm like, oh. And I look up like that to him, and he just like smirk at me a little bit. Her attitude got funky. Like, she went and sat down, got quiet. That's when I was like, all right. Yeah, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And when it was time for him, because he kept looking at his watch for him to get closer to leaving, she making sure he packing up food, all this stuff. We walk him outside. She say bye. I say bye, but you could tell he's trying to get my attention, like to stay outside. So I'm talking to him, whatever. But she looking like, okay, we said bye. Like, we got to walk in together. And I'm looking at her like, yeah, you really doing a lot right now. Like, you directing the whole scene. Like, I'm a grown ass woman. So she walks off. So me and him, we talking, whatever. He was like, all right, hopefully I'll see you. I'm like, all right. And then he give me another hug, and he's like, he gives me his phone, and he says, put your number in my phone. I give it to him. He give me another hug. He leave. And I go back in the house and sit on the couch. The way she started acting was like, okay, you can leave now. That's literally, I was like, oh, I said, he was a little flirty. Yeah, I got to get him together. Okay. All right. Then Isaiah come walking by talking about the baby thing. And then that's when she's texting me like, that ain't his baby and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, but she's still giving me she ain't all excited no more. It's kind of like, yeah, you can go now. I'm done. So I was like, but in the meantime, Deshawn started texting me. Like, it was nice seeing you, blah, blah. Hopefully we can get together. I was like, yeah. He was like, when you leaving? I said, I'm about to leave in a few minutes. Cause like she acting like she don't want me here now.
Yeah.
So he like, you want company on your ride home. You can call me. I'll be up. Okay. We talked until 5:00 in the morning.
That day.
All the way till I got home, all the way. But looking at the text message, she was texting him the entire time.
Oh,
but the next day,
the dates while you talking to him till 5 a.m, she texting him too till 5 a.m.
Texting him. But what tripped me out is, so like, I talk to different people, but it's being Deshawn and it's being Talia's brother. It's a little close to home, right? So I'm getting anxious because we're having like, I know I'm an ass. I am really disconnected from people. I really like keep my space. I have trust issues. I don't really get close to people. I've been in my little bubble.
Yeah.
So with us talking, and it like we talked about a lot. It was a lot that I never knew. As kids, we never had conversations like this. We
Yeah.
didn't talk about our childhood. He didn't know why I lived with my uncle. Hell, Talia didn't even know why I lived with my uncle. No, we never like had these conversations. We never had like how we felt, what we dealt with, none of that. And so it got kind of deep. And the next day, I was at lunch with Promise Soccer, some of the soccer parents, and I'm thinking to myself, like, Ty ain't never just seen if I made it home. I ain't heard from her. Okay. So I texted her. I said, "Oh, by the way, I made it home. Like
Yeah.
I'm good. Oh, I was just thinking about you." But then Deshawn texted me and was like, "Can I call you?" And I said, "Well, not right now. I'm at lunch with some of the soccer parents. I'll call you. Can I call you later?" He said, "Yeah." I physically got sick. Like it was just too much for me. I was just like, I started after we left, I pulled over, Promise in the car with me. I'm throwing up because I'm just getting anxious because I'm like, this is too close to home. We done talked to like he knows me beyond what I've given him because he knows me as a kid.
Yeah.
So I text her and I tell her I got physically sick because I just felt like that was a little bit too close. And he's asking what I'm doing next weekend and he wants to link up. And she put, LOL, it's okay. Just tell him how you feel. He'll understand. That was it. Nothing. Nothing ever that never followed up with me about nothing, never asked me nothing. That's why when she said no one ever said anything, how you hooking somebody up? We supposed to hang out. You never said nothing. You never asked nothing, no follow-up, no nothing. And he was telling me stuff like, do you think this is he said, can I ask you a question? But if you have to tell your cousin and talk to her like that and feel the need to, you have to tell her anything that I talk to you about, then I'll keep it to myself. I said, we're not close like that. And that's when he told me, he was like, oh, well, you know, she be hitting me up and wanting to like hang out and blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, nah. He said, I don't see them like being physically affectionate, all this stuff. So he was like, but she just like hit me up and we was never like really cool like that. I was like, I honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I was like, if you don't feel like you can go run back and tell them, I think she like you. Because the way she was acting, that was weird. And he was like, you think that? I was like, yeah, no, that how she was acting, like I couldn't ask you no questions. She seemed upset. And he was just like, oh, all right. And mind you, he's calling me all day, every day, texting me, what you doing? Where you at? What you like all the time for like 2 weeks straight. Do you miss me? All this stuff. And then all of a sudden it switched. And it, like when I say switch, he was like, well, I just felt like we was getting too close too fast. But that was you. But all of a sudden it just like switched off and he stopped talking about Tyrenza.
Hmm.
I'm a people watcher. I work with people all day. That's when he was like, well, we need to take it slow, need to back it off. And I'm like, but he's steady trying to keep tabs on me. And October 17th, was the day. No. Um, so the week of October 17th. So he was supposed to go with me. My brother was graduating and he was supposed to drive me. And then he said, well, he had to wait for his parole officer to come that week because he got a new one. And he was like, well, he hasn't come yet, so I might not be able to go. I'm like, all right. But in between time, I'm telling him, like, you know what? I don't really want to move this further with you. Like, because I just kept feeling something, not just with Ty. Like, I didn't know this was going on. I didn't know all of that was going on. But I just, like, it was just something with him. I was like, I'm not. So I would tell him, like, I'm a kick back. And literally, he would just go into, like, you tripping, you blah, blah, where you making up stuff in your head, you being negative. Why are you assuming this? He was even telling me, mind you, we on a DL, and that was an agreement between me and him. It wasn't him.
Yeah.
Because initially it was supposed to be like, okay, let's keep this between me and you. But then he started doing stuff like he would be with his mama and he was like, Naomi said hi. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Eh? Right." And then he didn't answer his phone and all that. I was like, dang, you went a whole day. I was with my sister. Call Talia. I am 47 years old. I'm not about to call your sister and clarify on a dude that ain't mine with my friend to ask. But it was stuff where he was telling me, and I'm like, we supposed to be like keeping this on the DL, but you keep wanting me to like put that out there. So I'm like, all right. But that week when he said, it was the day before, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna be cool. I forgot the text I sent him. He ended up saying, my parole officer came today. And that's when I felt guilty. And I said, well, are you still able to drive me? Are you still cool with that? He said, yes. But then he said, what time do you think we're going to be back on Friday? Because my mom want to take me to go get a suit. I said, maybe like in the afternoon. But when he got in the car, because I drove to LA, but I was exhausted. And he was like, you want me to drive there? I'm like, yeah. But he had his phone turned, like it was on. Because when I picked him up, he was standing outside waiting. And I looked and I just seen this long message from Ty. And I was like, and he didn't say, and I asked him no. Later on, I was like, oh, when the last time you talked to Ty? Oh, like a week or something ago.
And they ain't went a single day. They ain't with a single
Okay.
day.
I said,
one
okay.
single
So
day.
I already knew then he was lying.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep in the car. And when I woke up, his phone was on, like he has been texting. But I swear on everything, you wasn't there when we was younger. You was part of it. But when he got caught and he said that he was with you, but you came looking for him. And then later he came back and said, oh, I was with Brandon. And I was just looking at him like,
Same old dude.
Wrong story. Nope. The look on his face when he was lying to his mama, the look he had on his face when I looked up and was like, because he just kept looking at me like he wasn't saying nothing though. And he just kept like, and I'm like, oh, okay, what was you doing? But I'm not. And he kept saying, you can ask me anything. I'll tell you. But I pride myself. You not my man. I'm not going to ask you where you've been. If you don't give me that information voluntarily, I don't want to know. Fred has traumatized me. And I kept telling Deshawn, do you, like, you need to get out there, get in the world, do you. But I don't want to know.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ask you anything. No, ask me, and I'm like, but the same thing you said that Tyronza was like, I just didn't tell you. It's not that I lied. He told me the same thing. When I asked, I said, I asked you about Tyronza. I asked you. He said, I omitted stuff, but I never lied. And I said, that's a lie. I said, because I asked you. I said, you were being deceitful because I asked you how, like, why are y'all talking so much? I asked you what was y'all talking. No, I didn't ask him what they was talking about. But I said, and I told you I think she likes you. And I said, I knew something was up when you stopped saying her name. And anytime I brought up her name, he would divert it somewhere else. I'm not stupid.
You know what's weird too? In her text messages, I've never seen this anywhere. She refused to say my regular name in their text messages. She would always say Bran. She's never in her life called me Bran. And I thought that was weird. Anytime she would say my name for whatever reason was, oh, Bran, Bran. I'm like, you ain't never called me Bran ever. But for whatever reason, you can't say my full name when you're talking to him.
See, it's just so weird.
It's that.
You know what? It was another time too. So before that, we went to the first time that was the second time we hung out. We went to the beach. And while we was at the beach, he said, whatever you do, you can't tell Tyronza that we was at the beach today. I said, what? He was like, you could say we was at the beach. You could say we hung out, but just not today. I was like, why? Because I canceled plans. I was supposed to go hang out with them, and I switched it up and told them I had something else to do. I don't care. You let anybody know that we was hanging out, we was together. Because he would even tell me, you could tell whoever, you could tell Talia we was together, blah, blah. But you just can't tell Tyronza we was here today. And that's when I was like, I'm a grown-ass woman. First of all, I don't go running off telling people all my business, but I'm definitely not going to be lying to her. And he was like, no, I just don't want them to feel, but he said them, but you kept saying Tyronza. You wasn't saying you canceled on them. You said Tyronza. So it was just little stuff that he kept little saying. I'm like, but when he just stopped saying her name, period, or act like he could not say her name, I'm like, yeah, you're protecting something. I don't know what, but you're protecting something. And that's when I just kept like, he could tell you like 4 or 5 times. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this with you. I don't want to move any further with you. I just don't trust you. And he would call me wherever he was. If I sent him a text message like that, mind you, I would text him. He wouldn't text me for hours. And I'm like, hello? Like, you're not responding. You're not saying anything. I get sidetracked. I get busy. No, you just went from texting me all day, asking me, what am I doing all day? What am I doing now? You would text me, and then a couple hours later, what you doing now? What you eating? But now all of a sudden you're just that busy? That don't even make sense. And he don't know how to do 2 things at one time. I know when he's distracted and when he's texting, because he will repeat the same question over and over again. He can't retain information. So I'm picking that up too. And I'm just like, okay. Whoever you're talking to, it's extended, because it was just going on and on. But soon as I tell him, like, you know what, I'm just gonna back off, I'm cool, I get a phone call. And he would just go into, why are you doing this? Why you gotta be like that? You making up stuff in your head. I'm going to try and do better. I'm going to start, making sure I pay more attention to you and blah, blah, blah. And then at one point I just like left him alone. Like, I'm not texting you. I'm not going to be hitting you up. When I would do that, then he would start hitting me up like, good morning, or what you doing? But I'm like, I'm not with this cat and mouse thing. Like, you keep doing this, and every time you feel like I'm slipping away, then you start doing that. But then I started noticing any plans we had, started getting canceled. It
And
was like, yeah, we're gonna do this and that, and then I end up having to work.
yeah, and it's
I end
crazy
up having to do this.
when you read their whole relationship. It's like they were never up and down. It literally just ascended. You saw
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
and
Well, I didn't even read the whole after. Like Toya was telling me, updating me on stuff. I didn't read all through it because at a certain point, I was like, it
yeah,
mirrored so much from the beginning of our text messages where I was like, this nigga is yeah, okay. I'm good. Like I am, and I
like,
was just shocked.
point. Yeah,
Like a lot of stuff that you're telling me, I heard through Maury and Toya. I didn't even read it because I'm like, if I really go through down that rabbit hole and I get angry, and see, this is why Talia says she would tell Deshawn, no, you can't have her number. No, y'all don't need to talk. I end up finding out, she ended up telling me before any of this, well, I let him know that Naomi is very, very loyal. She is going to have your back to the end. But if you cross her,
yeah,
you're going to have a problem. She's going to do everything to destroy you. And she said, and I know my brother. And I was like,
yeah.
you said that about, I was like, I'm not, okay, I wouldn't do that to your brother. Like, but yeah, I do have that mentality. But I'm just like, no, she said. So I kept telling him, like, no, she's too good because she's die hard, but at the same time, she's die hard the other way too. So just leave her alone. Like she's good. And I seen what she went through when she dealt with Fred. So just leave her alone. And I guess that was like, I don't, I'm trying to figure out why, Tyrinda, why you even pull that together because Deshawn, I talked to him that night that he got out because Talia invited me. Was like, oh,
I was
Deshawn get
there.
out on Thursday,
I was
it would be
I
nice.
drove to the outro. I was there, man. I was so dang excited, man.
Not well, for me, I was like, I'm not one of those people. Like, I was cool with Deshawn, but he wasn't my homie like that. We was cool and we was around each other a lot because Talia's my friend. But I didn't hang out with Deshawn. Stay in trouble. Like, and I was scared of his mama. Like, I told on Deshawn. Like, if Cheryl asked me, it's not Deshawn like that way. He had on black pants. Well, I'm telling him everything because
Hey,
I don't want no problems with your mama.
I
So
didn't, I didn't, I didn't did 11 years in prison. I didn't lost track of counting my fights somewhere in the 50s. Shootouts, stabbings, everything.
you know what's
And I'm
crazy
still
is
scared. And I'm still scared of Deshaun's mama.
it's so
And I ain't
like
scared of
I don't.
nothing. But
You
I'm
would
still
think
scared of Deshaun's mama.
you would think she did something to me. As scared as I was of her, I remember trying to run from her, and it was like a Jason movie because she's walking, and I'm like, she's still catching up to me, like, and
Man.
she. And I would tell Deshawn, like, I'm not lying for none of y'all. Like, I lied to my own family before I lied to your mama. And so I'm just like, you know what? Even when he was saying that, it was just like, okay, so it's important to, you don't want her to know. But my thing was in the back of my head, if she was trying to hook us up, then why wouldn't you be the first one to tell her, oh, me and her hanging out? So I can't hang out with y'all. I'm about to go hang out with her because, that was the whole point of you trying to hook us up. That was the whole thing. And then even after the beach, um, we was at the day thing, took a shower, you know, whatever, did whatever, and I fell asleep and woke up. I was laid up with him and woke up to him fully dressed, but I was kind of scary because I looked up and he looking at me. but he's looking like the same face of he got caught doing something. And I just look and I'm like, oh, did alcohol see? Like, yeah. But he was moving so funny. And that was part of the reason. It wasn't just me thinking he's doing stuff with other women or whatever. It was
Yo,
those type of movements.
your cousin who married to your other.
You know, it was just like I don't like where I feel like I can't trust me turning my back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. And you're always looking like you're doing something. So, yeah. Well, that night after we left the beach, after we hung out, I hope they didn't kiss. Did she?
Damn.
Like, so it's just like you
Yeah.
went from.
He not just doubling up. He doubling up in the same day. He doubling up in the same day.
And you left me, mind you didn't have your curfew.
Yeah, and just to even think about that too, I was thinking about the text message that she sent you. A couple of them talking about one of them, how she mentioned there's been this long period of time where we ain't slept together, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But then part of her campaign, because this is the part that I wasn't anticipating, I literally just thought we was gonna go our separate ways. I didn't anticipate that she was gonna like try to hold on to her. I thought she was gonna have so much shame, especially since we've been through this before. I thought she was gonna have so much shame. She was just gonna like go and disappear, and I was gonna disappear. I didn't think she was gonna like double down and just try to hold on to our circle. I did not think that, right? But the only way you can do that is like, well, why ain't you with your husband? I did not anticipate that. I didn't plan for that. And her way of doing it was minimize what she did and villainize me.
Mm-hmm.
Villainize. I lost track of like counting how many friends that we both mutually have that I still haven't spoken to because they're so occupied with poor Ty the victim. And this is the part that like I never even imagined she was capable of. I sat back and I said, I'm taking this on the chin. I ain't saying nothing. And the only like the couple of partners that I did have to talk to about what was going on, the very first thing that I told them, and they got kind of frustrated with me. I said, hey, I'm gonna need you to do something. When I finish telling you all of this, I'm gonna need you to do something. Don't choose sides. I'm gonna need you to be something for her that I can't be myself. That's what I told them. And they was like, bro, don't tell me that. And I'm just like, after going through what I just went through, I can't be there for her. But she loves you. And I know you love her. That's your sister, bro. Be there for her and don't choose sides, bro. It's just some stuff that just happened. And then I refused to tell them all the details. I just told them like little skim surface stuff. And I never accounted for her wanting to hold on to not just this group of friends, and I'm not knocking her for that because I want to hold on to them for life too, but all the way to the degree that your strategy is turn everybody against me.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately started telling stories about me. And then when I gave her some ammo because I actually did do something stupid, she took that to the nth degree. And in her text message, it's so crazy. Her text message that she sent to you, every single thing that she's out here doing, she said I was doing. Brandon
Mhm.
is, what you say? Brandon is out here blowing a trumpet about all
Mhm.
my business and everything. Like, and I'm the one who just decided to just stay quiet and not say nothing to nobody. And she's literally running around. If everything she was saying was true, you'd still be wrong.
Mhm.
But it's even worse that you're lying.
Well, you know the crazy part
Worse that you're
that when
lying
you was
and you're deliberately lying. Because, like, let's
yeah.
look at these lies real quick. She said, like, the whole thing about my junk drawer with the condom wrapper in my junk drawer, picking my back tooth, all that. You see what she said in your text message. Oh, he said this and he said that, but it fell out of his clothes.
Mhm.
Condom, the piece of the condom wrapper. We ain't used those things in years. It's a damn junk drawer.
Mhm.
There's all kind of stuff in my junk drawer that's been in there for years, including condom shrapnel wrappers. It fell out of his clothes. And then I sent you the picture because I was thinking about it like, I don't never get into bed with my clothes on ever. At night, I always shower and I might have on some shorts and a tank top. So, and I'm thinking I'm about to go pull up a picture and find myself in like some shorts and a tank top. And then I thought I was going to argue like, for real, a condom wrapper fell out of tank top after I got out the shower. Then when I found the picture, I was just like,
Mhm.
I ain't,
Mhm.
what's in the picture?
Mhm.
No clothes at all.
Mhm.
I'm just like under the sheet, bare from the waist up, watching my iPad with a piece of a condom wrapper that I trifling just pick my tooth with, just and put it back in the tooth.
Mhm.
Like it's ghetto,
Mhm.
but whatever. And then the text message verified. Oh, she believed that.
Mhm.
She knew exactly what that was, but then she tells
Mhm.
you, oh, it's this and that. And then she took me messing with old girl and backdated it to that picture, which was
Mhm.
2004, over a year ago. She backdated it to 2024, and she's been running around. Oh, he's must have been in a relationship this whole time. Then she also, in writing, said, after she went to the elders and all this and told them, I cut off all communication with Deshawn. Right?
No, she didn't.
Why does he have the same exact story as her with information that only she knew?
Mhm.
So Deshaun telling people across town, because my clients, I have one of my students was like, hey, mister, your name is ringing out here in these streets. And I'm like, what? Like, you one of my students, you know? And she tells me, oh, yeah, you know, because I talked to so-and-so and I help so-and-so and she's Deshaun's, you know, so-and-so. Like, he said, so now the combined story is, at first we thought that Brandon was just crazy and jealous and kicked me out the house because I was having lunch or dinner too long with Deshaun. But we found out the real reason why. He just wanted to move another girl in the house, and Ty saw the suitcases. I have friends to this day that haven't spoken to me. To this day. Because poor Ty. Like, out of everything she's done to me, hands down, that's like the most unforgivable.
Mhm.
That's the most unforgivable. And it's not like I value my friends over her, but it's the belief system of like we both can't love you more. That's the part that I can't we both can't be that much more in love with. Like, I was always okay with knowing for a fact I love you more than I love myself. That made sense to me.
Mhm.
When she told me she was with 4 dudes in our marriage before I had a chance to touch her, I was destroyed. I started crying. What about Isaiah? What about Isaiah? He's not my biological son. If I'm gonna keep him, I gotta keep her. not only was I had Isaiah so heavy on my brain, but I'm just like, as hurt as I am, I'm also genuinely looking at a woman who's hurt, in my mind, hurt. She's full of shame. She's full of guilt. And I'm like, if I'm gonna be with you, I gotta heal you. So I put her on a pedestal. Let everybody in the world know from that day forward, this is my woman, me down in prison. When nobody was like, she was there. She married me in prison, blah, blah, blah. And for that, it's impossible. Like, I'm uncrackable. It's impossible for me to even look. I don't care, Holly Berry, I'm uncrackable. The truth is, yes, I actually honestly did love her that much. I loved her more than I ever loved myself. Like, I literally looked at her as like, this is a sign that I'm forgiven by God. You know, like I looked at her like that, real talk. But I'm just like, I'm going to heal this woman. I'm going to make sure that she never, ever, ever, ever feels disgusting or less than or looked at as a certain way. So I pampered her and babied her and bragged about her to every single person that I ever met, because I wanted her to feel like she wasn't disgusting and nasty. And
she didn't feel that way. She didn't feel, and that's the problem. You loved her more than you loved yourself, and she loved herself more than she could ever love you. And that's the when you were saying how she's crying and asking who this woman is and do you love her? Well, that's not what you did in the first thing. The first thing was you took pictures and you called Deshawn and said, we're getting a divorce and I have my evidence now. I got evidence now. And he said, because he's telling me, he's like, yeah, well, this is after I told him, because I'm going to tell you, I was on some, all y'all niggas stay away from me. Everybody. I was out here minding my own business. I didn't have no parts of nothing. I'm telling him, I don't know why you pursued me. And then you do this dumb stuff. I was like, she on some dumb stuff. Brandon on some, I'm good. Y'all all leave me alone. And he was like trying to explain himself. But before that, I had told him, because I had hit you up, remember?
so
I
you
already knew what was
call you back, yeah.
right.
So that's when you thought I was some dumb stuff.
No. I already knew. I had heard what was going on, right? And so I asked you something about the special. It was like,
on
I'm
Instagram.
always asking dumb stuff that we know I ain't gonna follow through.
Yeah.
So, I'm already knowing you're gonna ignore me because I do it all the time.
I've been a girl for 2 months. I'm sorry.
But I'm sitting up here, I'm like, okay. So I told Deshawn, I said, I don't know. I said, I guess Brandon mad at me because he ain't said nothing to me about nothing, right? But I'm noticing
I ain't said nothing to nobody though.
Wait, he's calling me more. He's texting me, all this stuff, right? Deshawn, right? So I'm like, But I find out what's going on and I tell him, I was like, oh, well, I guess Brandon mad at me. And he was like, why would you say now everything else he ain't really responded to, but that. He said, why would you say that? I said, I hit him up twice and he ain't responded. And so he called me and he said, oh, well, let me just tell you, just let you know what's going on. And it's not you. I said, what you mean it's not me? He not mad at you. And then he proceeds to tell me basically how she tries to tell you, like, just us talking and blah, blah. And I'm like, so I asked him, I said, why you didn't tell me this has been going on? Like he confronted y'all and all this and that. I planned on telling you. I was going to tell you, but I was thinking about you. I was thinking like, I don't want you to be hurt. I said, Deshawn, didn't I tell you though? That she's going to make sure that he finds text messages between you two.
And that's the part that messed me up when you said that.
I said, I told him and Talia, I said, she's going to make sure. I didn't account because I didn't know what they were talking about. So I didn't account for her trying to erase some messages, but I knew for a fact. And he said, before when we was talking, when I was like, what did y'all, you texted a lot, blah, blah. She's going to make sure, because first of all, she's never been your friend. All of a sudden, she's highly invested in you. You're telling me that you didn't see them affection or anything. So she must not be on her pedestal. She needs to get back on her pedestal, which means she needs his attention. She don't care if you're collateral damage. She don't care who she's going to affect. Long as he puts her back on that pedestal. She don't care if you and Brandon get into a fight, as long as she is redeemed and back in her spot. But she's going to make a way that those messages be seen. We've had this conversation like 4 times. And the last time he said, he got agitated and said, you keep telling me like I'm being set up for something. You think I'm being played for as a dummy? I said, you won't be the first one. But apparently she got you in a position where you trust her more than you trust me. We'll see.
And when you said that, that messed me up, because it's like, it's the first time ever I just seen her iPad open with text messages out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was only 2 weeks worth of things that were suspect, but not a smoking gun.
Mm-hmm.
That would make me.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the crazy thing. Take into consideration what she knows what I was about to do to Bert, which she claims that's the reason that she like distanced herself from me, and part of the reason why part of her emotionally died, because it's like, I'm about to mess my life up trying to get this dude instead of thinking about our family. And it's like, our family is me and you. We ain't got no kids, but like, that's my mama, and I'm watching somebody literally, my mama's dying, and so she knows that side of me. She's also personally seen me almost go too far when other people disrespected her. She's also seen the doctor's diagnosis. She's also aware of the car crash. Here's the dark side. She has so many text messages where out of the blue, she just lashes out at me. You're a loser. You're this. Oh, guess what? Jehovah has me in his arms. He's giving me a job, a place to live, 3 job offers, a way to play for my flight school, a big, fine, muscle-bound spiritual man who loves me fiercely, and I can't wait to taste his fine ass. I truly, truly believe she wanted me to do something to myself or do something to him.
Mm-hmm.
Only after she realized her and him couldn't be together, because she found out that he was messing with both of y'all at the same time.
Honestly, I honestly feel
I
like
think to just get us both out the way, at least me, so she can go around with her narrative of, this is who I am, this is who Brandon is. Because here's the crazy thing, and I forgot this one. Even with the whole, oh, we ain't sleeping together, she running around saying, oh, I got BV, some bacterial virus that you can get from anything. You don't even have to be sex. But she going around telling people, oh, it came from Brandon because he's been sleeping around this whole. I ain't been like, 1, no, you're lying.
mm-hmm.
And 2, I ain't been sleeping with you.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't been sleeping with nobody until, like, I know my dates. My dates are when I was at the spa.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of those things where once she's told me that, I got spooked and I went and got tested for everything, because I can do it. I can get tested for free, literally at work, because at the surgery center, they do all the tests before somebody has surgery, because it affects what they can and can't do at the time, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I got all of my stuff done just because I'm like spooked, because I don't know how long you've been doing what with him or anybody else, like anybody, because I'm just like, I just want a clean bill of health on top of having something to throw in your face.
Mm-hmm.
So part of it was like I didn't really think she was with anybody else besides Deshawn. And if that was the case, I'm already clear because we ain't been doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But on some more like just in case, and let me throw this in your face. I went and got the whole panel done, like everything clean bill. But it's like, oh, it's interesting. BV, a bacterial virus infection, because that ain't got nothing to do with an STD, and it can't be
Mm-hmm.
or disproven. So you're like, you pick something, and I don't even know if you really even had it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things you pick because you can't prove it or disprove it if I gave it to her because it's not an STD.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ain't never had it in my life ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's one more thing to gain sympathy and make me look like a villain because oh, you gave her this because you're nasty and you. But in writing, she admitted to you we ain't even been together.
Mm-hmm.
Like in
Mm-hmm.
months.
Mm-hmm.
On top of you being cold, distant. And then when Deshawn came home, I was already feeling a certain type of way. Then I was just like, yeah. So not my word against your word against your own word.
Your word. Yeah.
You're going around telling your friends, oh, Brandon, he probably did. She told Isaiah this.
Mm-hmm.
And here's some more proof of her trying to get in front of the narrative. She told Isaiah something she would have never in her life told him. Because when I was on the phone with him, he said, Dad, do you know she cheated on you before? Yeah, bro, I've been knew. Well, how come you didn't say nothing after she was saying all of this? For the same reason, bro. I'm not finna run around smutting your mama.
Mm-hmm.
She went and told him because she wanted to take that ammo away from me.
That's what she keeps doing.
I would have never done that.
That's what she keeps doing. Yep.
Would have never done that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to it and guess what? Like it's actually, I mean, I got a small handful of people who just put what was going around about me because she's actively saying it. Like it's multiple congregations. I got people calling me from all kind of different places. Like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And you ain't hearing it from me. Even what happened at work. She sent me a message. You this, you that. You're telling people at your job, you damn stupid coward, that I was sleeping with your best friend. One, nigga, you were. But two, I'm only answering questions because they're coming to me because you running around here, you're telling Isaiah's cool with every dang girl at the spa. He go there every day, dang near that he's talking to them about what's going on in his life, and now they coming to me. And I'm over here having to answer questions now after they're coming to me. Blame me for that. It's like this whole time you're doing it to yourself.
Yep.
And it's crazy because 80-90% of it is working. I went to one of our basketball games recently, saw a whole bunch of our friends there that haven't seen me in like 2 months in person. And as I'm leaving, I'm literally watching some of them like turn around and start talking to people as I'm walking by so they ain't got to look me in my face. And it's like the only way to clear my name is like, hey, look at the receipts. But right now is, and she's using part of the truth, which is, yeah, I did do something mess up. And she's just mixing it with anything that she like, oh, it's this person, it's that person. And these are people that they've seen around. These are people who work out with us. These are people who some of my other friends be talking to about the Bible. You know, some of them, like I've had 4, when my brother and my nieces were in town, I've had 4 people from my job come to the basketball games with my brother. They pulling up over there. They're seeing them at the spa. Oh, it's this person. Yeah. Like, and it's working.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Zero proof.
Because I know you think that she thought that they could be together. Knowing her and what I know and how I see and just knowing her, she never wanted to be with him. There's no I want to be with him. She used him too. It just got too far and he got stuck on stupid, really thinking she was feeling him. She liked the attention that she was getting from him. And Deshawn kind of slow in some areas because she was constantly trying to get him to compliment her and say things about her. She wanted that. She wanted him to be attracted to her. She wanted him to feel a certain way. She wanted him to have feelings for her. But she wanted him so deep to where she could get him in a space and get you in a space to get jealous. And now you got two people arguing over her because she know that you at the end of the day, because you've always been like that, no matter what has ever happened, that you're going to take her side, that you are going to protect her, whether she is wrong or right. And she was banking on that.
And
She
that's
did
where
not care if you did not, if you fought Deshawn. She didn't care if y'all wasn't friends no more. She didn't care after all of this that she wouldn't talk to Deshawn. She got what she wanted from him. Her needs met emotionally, but she didn't bank on him saying the same stuff to me that he was saying to her because she actually felt like she was special. Like I'm special and I'm running game on him. Nah, he was running it on you too. So y'all was both playing each other and y'all both offended that the other person was playing each other. Because let him tell her, he like, how dare her? And I'm like, I told you verbatim what was going to happen. You still did it. And you're just like, huh? But the same thing with her. She didn't really get, because she calling him, oh yeah, telling him step by step, everything that's going on until she found out when I told her, nigga, I've been sleeping with him. Now you want to call him and say, you didn't tell me. Well, you talking to somebody who don't hold himself accountable, and how dare you question him? So he getting at her differently now. I'm grown. I can do what I want to do. I ain't got to tell you nothing. Now her attitude is like, wait, why you? It's me. You don't talk to me like that.
they were best friends.
You're besties.
You
But you don't talk to me like
talking about
that.
Sherlock and Watson.
I mean, solving crimes. Nigga, like you ever read a Sherlock Holmes book? Like I was just so like, this is boring. Y'all on some weirdo type stuff anyways. But that had me be like, y'all actually was plotting. I'm not going to say he was plotting, but he was lying because he was trying, like, you know why you wasn't telling me about Ty, because that's how deep y'all got. Because if it wasn't like that, you would have been telling me like how you was telling me in the beginning. But because now you know y'all doing all kind of other stuff, you on a down low with it. So you trying to play with both of us. And she thinks she playing you because she thinks she really got him tapped in. She really feels like he's gullible. I got him linked in and I'm running the whole show, not knowing he's playing with you too.
Yeah, I actually think she was planning more just because the conditioning or the posturing, like, why would she, like, how did you call it? You called it something. Basically, how she went out to Mike and Maury's house, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, out of all 20 something, she's for the first time doing something that we've always talked about we would never do. Talk bad about each other to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing that out of the blue? Her friend who she's staying with, she wasn't messing with her for months. And the reason she wasn't messing with her for months, she says, I can't mess with her. She won't, like, she's talking to a married dude right now, and I'm not with that. But then, right around this whole Deshawn thing, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, oh, I'm gonna go have a date with old girl. And now you're spending all this time with old girl. But old girl also has an extra bedroom. I think she was planning on, because it's like, where could this lead to? You're not a stranger. You're not some random person at work this time like before.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was planning on a partial exit strategy if Deshawn continued to pursue her. Or
Brandon,
if things went
Brandon,
south,
listen,
because I'm trying to, and then like even when she
listen.
went to Deshawn's parents' house, why is she? Why do you
I'm
want
about
to
to tell you. I'm
tell me?
about to tell
I
you.
can't get my
I'm
head right
about to tell
around
you. She went to Mike and Maury because you know Mike is close to you, right? So she has to give that when she put that tablet or when she made sure you read these messages. There's a like I told you guys how emotionally I was being neglected. This is the reason why she had to let that be known. Let me tell you, you finding that was no accident. I'm telling you, I told Deshawn and Talia this 2 months before. He wanted that when you did and you blew up about it, she had to make it why she did what she did. She don't care about Deshawn. Oh, he's a womanizer. He got me caught up. He came after me because I was emotionally just going through it because my husband, this is what she had to explain to them, right? So when it came about, I already let you guys know. That's kind of why I was over there talking to him. Now let's move along to Cheryl and them, right?
because this is the same day.
Same day.
You went from Cheryl and Lance to Mike and Maury.
I thought it was the other way around. She went to Mike
No,
and Maury.
she was at Cheryl's house first.
Okay. So
Because I'm over here stocking this stuff. So
okay. So the thing is, she needed to fill it out on if I come over here, I have to show that I'm a good wife, a good woman, because I'm about to make sure my husband find these text messages. But she needs to fill out how close they are to Deshawn, how they feel about Deshawn, and how she can still make the narrative that me and Brandon are still a strong couple and I'm still here for him. And it's going to be your son in the wrong. I'm telling you, she's not. I know her. I know her. I watched her and I've just been like, she's good. I've always admired that because I don't have the patience. I just don't have the evilness in me to do some of the stuff that I've watched her do. And I've watched her plot so patiently. And I just watched this whole course and I'm just like, so when Deshawn is the one who told me she went to his mama house, and he was like, when he said that, I said, you don't think that's weird? And he was like, no, well, she just stopped by because she was stopping at, I said, Deshawn,
to bring them some wine.
bring them some wine. I
Even
said,
though
Deshawn,
a week before, I just gave him an entire box of alcohol.
but this is what I told him. I said, Deshawn, when she makes sure those text messages come out, you know you're gonna be the villain, right? And he was like, how am I gonna be the villain? This how I know, like, he was trying to figure it out with me, but not denying. That's how, like, we got to a space where he's not even on a defense now, trying to lie to me about her. He's like, wait, should I be watching my back? Should I be? And I'm like, I'm just letting you know. I said, but the scary part of why I feel like I can't really say too much to you, because I don't know if you taking everything I'm saying to you and taking it back to her, because that's how deep she got you. And he was like, I said, we're just friends. I was like, nah, you sucked in. She's good. I said, you know how good she is? I said, she's so good that I know her. I know what she's capable of. And my dumb butt still sat on that phone and talked to her and went out there. That's how good she is. And I feel like I'm smart. I feel like I'm smart and cannot be bamboozled. And I don't play those type of games. And for a second, she had me believe, like, no, we are just going to hang out and kick it. That's how good she is. And I know this, and I went knowing this and still went. Yeah. So yeah, you got caught up and you're gonna be the villain. And he was just like, no, no, we're friends. I was like, well, if you think you special, so be it. I said, but you won't be the first. And he was just like, and that's when I told Talia. I said, when she asked me, she said, you know, your cousin brought some. She said, I told my mom, you don't think that's weird? And no, she loved Brandon. Brandon's going through. I said, she's setting it up. She's setting it up right now. I said, she's setting it up and trying to feel it out of how y'all are moving with Deshawn and how she could set up Brandon spazzing out on Deshawn and going too far. Like, Brandon's tripping. I love him. You see what, like, I went over there and Deshawn, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you got to understand. She liked the attention, but she didn't want him. He ain't got nothing. He had time. But he ain't got nothing. He can't. First, Deshawn is cheap as hell. When I say cheap, I did not know he was this cheap. Like, you know, he paid for stuff while we was out and stuff. Like, I paid for, like, you know, places that we would go, but food and stuff like that. But it was stuff that I was like, we sat in a gas station for 10 minutes while he went back and forth with the clerk over 50 cents. And I'm sitting here like I had already bought some stuff, went to the bathroom, came back. He done switched some stuff out. And I'm sitting here like, and then he went and repaid for it and was like, nah, I know you probably think that's too much because it was 50 cents. But even Talia, like, nah, he is really like, Deshawn will have a pocket full of money and don't want to spend it. He will look at you and watch you spend your last dollar, but will hold on to his money. And I was like, yeah, he is cheap. Like, he's very frugal. He ain't got nothing for her. She broke.
Yeah.
He broke. I set up his doctor's appointments. He didn't even know how to do that. He didn't know how to do it. So her thing is like, oh, I got somebody. They looking up to me because I look like I'm doing big things, but it ain't even your money. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what was she gonna do with him?
That's you reminded me of something when you was talking about all the psychological stuff. So after I found out everything, after I read all the text messages, when I knew what was going on, I'm over here packing up stuff, pulling stuff out, and now I'm just being nosy as hell to see whatever else I can find, right? So I'm trying to just see how sloppy or how dumb or how whatever you are. So I find her journal too, right? And I'm like looking for dates in the journal to see if because I'm looking for all proof, right? So I got this little thing where, but I'm looking for and I read it and it just gives me the chills for some reason. This is your line of work, so I don't know what you're going to take from it, but I'm just going to read it because it just gave me after all of this other stuff, it just gave me where am I living? It says to give the outward reaction to what is being said to you, especially if they are attempting to persuade you in the same way. This is especially helpful towards people who are dominating the room, and she put in quotes, power players. Your lack of response facially will throw them off, and they will become desperate to get a response from you or to know what you're thinking. Another way to control the energy by reasserting your own personal authority is a gentle touch on the forearm. If making a strategic move to dominate or asking someone to do something, a gentle touch on the forearm almost always gets you what you want. When applied naturally at the proper time, Another useful tip to control the energy in the room is to speak very low, almost at a whisper if need be. It inches those around you to lean in and focus to listen to you. Also, speak infrequently. I'm reading stuff like this, and I'm just like, it's a whole bunch of stuff like this that I saw, but I'm just like,
But
you literally technically study this stuff?
but let me tell you,
You
this
study
is why when you say,
and listen, you're not a professional.
mm-hmm,
You don't have a secular job. You're not a
mm-hmm.
public speaker. You don't do anything that requires financial interactions to make money. And this is the kind of stuff you actually study.
To manipulate. It ain't to just study people. It is to use it. But let me tell you, you
I read
ask
that and I just got the
why,
chills. And it's a whole
but
bunch of
you,
stuff that I saw like that. And I'm just like,
yeah, but you ask why all of a sudden she just went dark, right? And start sending you all this stuff, negative stuff, right? If you read that, if you notice, none of that stuff that she tried to use worked on you. You started ignoring her, which means she lost all control. So when you lose all control, emotionally, she couldn't take it. It's like, hold on, I control the narrative. I control the room. You ignoring her, you took that from her. Now she's pissed. She don't know what to do with that. You need to give me, even if you were going off on her, she feels good because it's like, okay, I got something. If you were being nice to her, I got something. But ignoring her, and that's for anybody, not just somebody like her. If you ignore somebody and they are really genuinely trying to get a reaction or a response out of you and you don't give it to them, that naturally pisses you off, right? But to a normal person, it's like, screw you. All right, I'm done. But to somebody like her, that showed I lost power and I am hurt. She could not regulate her emotions whatsoever. That's why she started spazzing out. This is why she's being extremely sloppy with it, and she can't even keep her lies straight. She can't because she's so dysregulated because she don't know what to do with your silence. She don't know what to do with that.
there's nothing to like. I literally devoted my life to a woman that I knew was unfaithful to me multiple times. I'm 45 years old. We planned on having kids. Years before I came home, we didn't because of a medical condition.
You know, me and Fred would argue about that. Not even, well, I told him, I was like, no. She said that in order, he had to agree that he did not want kids in order to marry her. And Fred straight up, he was like, I'm telling you, I've been with this nigga most of my life. He want kids, and they ain't never had no discussion like that. I said, how you gonna say what discussion they had? He was like, I can tell you this much. I don't think he agreed to nothing like that. I was like, nah, he loved her that much. I think he did. We would go back and forth about that. He was like, I don't care what anybody tell me. He told me one time, Brandon can't even come up and tell me that they had this discussion. I could tell Brandon to his face, no, you're a liar. You want kids. And I was like, well, if you so sorry on it, I'm telling you. But then he tried to tell me of a medical condition. And I was like, since when? Huh? No,
Um,
no, no. He said she almost died. And I said, who? He was like, she did. I said, she had a hard labor. That nigga didn't almost die. I said, but she had a hard labor.
But
I,
she admitted to
eh,
y'all that we ain't having kids because she don't want to mess up her body.
that's exactly. Let me tell you, week before you came home, she was calling me and she was telling me like, yeah, I'm gonna get my tubes tied. And I was asking her, I was like, that's crazy because after I had blessed, I had thought about getting my tubes tied. And then, when me and Fred got together and he said he wanted kids, and I'm just like second guessing it, but I'm like, all right, we'll see where this go. But when I was like, well, you gonna have to have surgery, I said, why would you do that before he come home? and then y'all can't have sex. Like, you're gonna be in pain. And she was like, no, it's non-invasive. They go through your belly button and blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? And she's explaining all this to me. And I was like, I ain't never heard of that. She was like, yeah, this nigga ain't coming home messing up my body. And I was like, that's what kind of had me be like, huh.
Yeah. And this
You
whole time,
getting
she lied to
okay.
me about the medical condition.
And
And
then when I was there at the house, she was whispering. I can't remember if you were, I don't think you were home, still not home yet. Because it's like she was trying to not speak around your mom. And she was whispering to me and she was like showing me. She lifted up her stomach, lifted up her shirt and was like, yeah. And she just kept saying, I work too hard for this body. He ain't coming here and messing up this. And I'm like, but I'm still with the belief that you agreed in order to marry her, you agreed that y'all would not have kids. So I'm like, she's like, yeah, I'm nope, nope. And that's, she said, this nigga ain't coming home messing this up. And I'm like, okay, to each his own, like, whatever.
it's crazy because I thought she had a medical condition this whole time. I literally just adopted the whole narrative of, oh, this is a crazy world. Yeah, we don't want to have kids and blah blah blah. And and the whole time I planned on having kids. And I'm so dumb. I didn't even put the math together. Like, if you had a medical condition, you could have just got your tubes tied right after you had a baby, not right after I got a release date.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
9-10 years later.
Yeah, that exactly.
But I'm
But
so dumb. I'm like, I like wanted to believe everything she said, because it's like, I ain't never had a good family. I never had, just like like growing up, we didn't have it. So it's just like, we want to make it so bad that we just
mm-hmm,
overlook stuff. I
mm-hmm,
didn't like, why did I come home to a woman that's on birth control, and now you finally got to get your tubes tied when Isaiah like 10, 11 years old? And it's like, but you found out about but I just didn't think to question it. Like, why are we talking about having kids? I have the letters. For years, we're talking about the kids. We talk about names, everything. But then the medical condition don't come up until I'm on my way home after I get a parole date. I literally just believed in that girl so much because I wanted it so much. I wanted my family. I'm like, that was my new identity of not Brandon the abused kid, not Brandon the F up,
mm-hmm,
not Brandon but I have a son, I have a wife. And that's the part that's killing me the most, because out of all the things she's taken from me, including herself again, her loyalty again, it's you trying to take away what I've earned.
mm-hmm,
Like, I've earned the right to be looked at as a great, like, and when I'm not, I don't know other way to say it. Like, I live for that girl. Like, I earned
mm-hmm,
the right to be looked at as like, hey, I'm this type of husband. I'm this type of father.
mm-hmm.
And you willing to take that all away from me just so you don't have to wear the jacket of who you really are, even while I was trying to protect you from it too. That's the part that's like unforgivable. That's the part that got like had me like covering up my tattoos, where I'm just like, no. And she even said it in a text message. She's just like, she keeps asking, are you done with me? Are you done with me? And I wouldn't never answer it right away. I would just go on to something else or whatever. And she was like, why do I have to keep asking you this? And I had to tell her, like the pain of saying yes and the finality of that is like even like you basically you screwed me over so many ways my whole adult life, and I didn't do nothing but just love you back. And the more you screwed me over, I just try to love you a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, like, I know I can never, ever, ever in life be with her, but I still couldn't bring myself to wish harm upon her. I
Mhm.
was sleeping on that mattress on like day 3. Literally had just under $200 to my name, and I'm over here laying on that mattress, watching TV, and I just got overwhelmed with sadness because I couldn't stop thinking about if she had gas money or money for groceries or whatever.
That's because your heart is like that.
But because it all comes from me. I had less than $200.
Mm-hmm.
I sent her $150. This is day 3 of me sleeping on an air mattress at work while she's in this house that I've been paying for and all that. I have it in writing. You didn't lose nothing. You threw it away. And then after you threw it away, you sent me a measly $150. Yeah. I'm over here contemplating if I'm going to wake up the next day, and I'm sad thinking about her not doing okay still after all of this. And I sent her $150 out of my 180 something bucks that I had, not on my credit card, not in my safe, to my life, with an eviction notice on my business. I was just like thinking about, what is she doing right now? How is she getting by? She threw that back in my face. You sent me a measly $150. I'm just like, yeah.
But I want you to really think about this.
This is
Somebody that she's been with, that has taken care of her, that has loved her with all her flaws and faults to no ends, that's just loved her dirty draws. I want you to really understand, and because I want you to know what really make you see that and think that she thought she cared about Deshawn. She don't care about nobody. It's not in her. It's not. If you could treat someone 20 plus years and you think 3 months she really fell in love with this person and was really gonna throw it all away just for him, no, it was a whole plot and setup to get her back to where she needed to be because you weren't giving her the attention. It's that simple. It's really sad. I'm telling you, I work with people like this all the
like,
time, and I have to like
the
call them
attention
out
I
on it.
wasn't giving her was I was with my mama.
That's
And then I went
let me
from being
tell
with
you.
my mama to being with her daddy.
Let me
Like,
tell you.
I'm over here taking care
It
of her
doesn't
daddy,
matter.
I'm taking care of my mama.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you dealing with people, that's how they are. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what hurt and pain you're going through. I don't care what you're trying to figure out. It's still at the end of the day about me. And if it's not about me and I can't get you to think about me and put me back up there, I'm about to figure it all out. And I don't care who is collateral damage. I don't care about nobody. You see how in her text message she said, "You are family, Nay. I love you." Girl, bye. Girl, you the whole entire time you used me from the day you called me. Like literally the day you called me, you used me all the way up until there. And you see in her message, she's even saying, "Y'all didn't tell me y'all was messing around and y'all was still." It was like out of sight, out of mind. Like she really doesn't grasp the stuff she says, but those are her true feelings. And people overlook that type of stuff and think like, oh, well, she's being authentic. Read between what she's saying. I was trying to hook y'all up. I didn't do no follow-up. I start talking to him. I start taking up all his time, and out of sight, out of mind, because I asked no questions, didn't care. And that wasn't my real reason of why I wanted you to come around. So that's why. So it has nothing to do with her really feeling him. It was the attention he was giving to her, and she liked it. She liked all that attention, and it's like, yeah. So if I can get him, if I say something and he's gonna say sorry, because that Deshawn is good with that. Like, and he really feels like saying sorry just gonna clear up everything. I can get him to say sorry. This is somebody that I can control right now. And he's staying up all night. He ain't going to sleep. after work. That's why they meeting at midnight. He gets off at 11:30. This is why he wasn't calling me no more after work. You meeting up with him. You're controlling all his time. He can't say no to you. She was loving that, but it had nothing to do with she actually liked him. No, she's not capable. And that's what you have to understand. It has nothing to do with she actually had feelings for him. It was the feeling he was giving to her. That was it. He was just as disposable as I was. She just needed to use him just a little bit longer. But the stuff that she really needs is every material thing that you gave her.
And she didn't start getting ugly with me until she saw that I was really drawing a line. And one of the reasons I was like, you're not admitting anything to me. You're literally still denying what I know, but you don't know that I know it. And the moment it got to that part, it was just attack, attack, attack. And I'm just like, we've never even come close to verbally attacking each other. You can look through our messages. The worst words that I've called her, and I've called them to her over and over and over again. You're selfish. You're self-centered. You're a damn narcissist. Even in this moment, no bitches, no hoes, no sluts. I can't bring myself to say those things to her. And over, you're a loser. You're a coward. That's why nobody this, and that's why you're a failure. And I'm like, where is this coming from? You're supposedly getting this from me messing with some random girl. And one of the things that I kept telling her too is I'm like, timelines matter. Like, regardless of what I did wrong, timelines matter. Because before this, not even mine. I'm such a, like, I didn't feel guilty before behind waking up knowing I had a dream about somebody else. Like it was a movie, but I'm just like, ooh. Like, because I've always taken pride in who I am. Both home, the timelines matter thing so much. And I was like, timelines matter. Timelines matter. I ain't do nothing until this. And then it was after that, then all that other stuff started coming out. The picture with me falling asleep, and then all of a sudden, oh, I have to be in love. And in order to be in love, it's probably somebody I was with way back when my mama was in the hospital. So now that's the narrative, because I gave her my perspective of timelines matter. And now she's putting names and faces to the whole and that's why Isaiah's mad, because he's like, Dad got all the receipts. You have not one. Not one. One of the people is like, that was my boy's girl. Like, so it's
and that's why she getting sloppy with it, because I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you, if this would have happened, if you would have just got mad at Deshawn and said, ask Tyrenza, what am I doing wrong as a husband to get you back on track, and screw Deshawn, I promise you, what she's doing to you, she would have did to him. She would have did you. That's what you got. He was collateral damage, but it was feeling good to her because her ego was being filled at the time. But that wasn't nothing to her, because even now she was so offended at the nerve that this nigga was playing me. She's offended. Like, you're offended because you thought you was playing him and playing games,
and he was playing
now
you.
you're mad that he didn't tell you he was dealing with me. Oh, because you thought y'all was Watson and Sherlock. And
hey, but even in the text message to you, I've never been attracted to Deshawn at all. I only have romantic interest for my husband. This is in writing, but it's also in writing about his erection. It's also in writing about you inviting him to come spend the night with you. It's also in writing over 3 months about how y'all just can't get enough of each other. But she won't turn around because she didn't know that I had all the text messages and that I sent them to you. I only have romantic interest for my husband.
See, she couldn't play with me no more like that. Because why did it go from I really owe you more than a text message? We could talk anytime. And when I said no, seen it all. You know what you was doing. You was trying to blah, 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 blah. Retrieve deleted messages. You ain't slick. MIA. MIA.
Yeah.
And that's what she was trying to do. But that, I'm telling you, that is, and see, a lot of my disdain for like Ty is not even me and her. Is how she treats her sister.
Yeah.
It's
And
literally, it used to piss me, and I used to tell Toya all the time, like, why you let her talk to you like that? Why you let her, like, Tyrenza would, what she's doing to you now,
I don't
she would do Toya like that all the time. And I had to remind
her sister. I never got to see that part. I got not lost. I was hurt over her explanation of why she wasn't seeing her mom anymore. Because I'm going to see your mom, you're not going to see your mom. And to say I've just watched two parents die and she doesn't really even know that I'm there, I'm not going to just sit back and watch her die and she don't know who I am. I'm just like, she don't know who I am either. But I know how to make her smile.
But that's your mama.
I know how to make her dance. I know how to make her laugh. Even though she don't know who I am and she keep repeating the same thing to me over and over. It's not about me. It's about like making her little moments for whatever's left in there better.
Or is it because your mama didn't took your name off of everything and put it in Toya's name? Is that when you started to, oh, I'm cool on my mama now? Because that's kind of when she started acting the way she acting.
I don't know.
And that's the thing. Like, I had to remind Toya, I said, you know what was so funny is, like, I remember when Toya had got like a weave in her hair, and it was odd because, you know, Toya had long hair before, and then she got it cut real short. Well, she hadn't got somebody to do a perm or something. And so she ended up getting a weave. And I was like, oh, okay. I got a picture in my house of me and Toya. And I remember Tyrenza, and Toya looked cute, right? Because Toya's always been pretty. We've always been around. Everyone's always been like, Toya's pretty. Toya's pretty. Tyrenza always had an issue with that. So I remember when she got her weave, I was like, oh, that's cute. I was like, okay. This was Tyrenza's response. You got a loud, you got a weave? Oh my God, who gets weaves? She went on for like 15 minutes, pointing, laughing, and Toya's face is just like, I mean, embarrassment, but like trying to laugh it off. Well, you know, I tried to do something different. And I'm looking like, sitting there, she gets on my nerves. She always got something like negative to say, or she's always trying to drag her. And I kid you not, a month later, who went and got a weave and been wearing a weave ever since. And I'm like, I said, that's the thing that kills me about her. It's like she has this jealousy towards anybody who gets any type of attention that's distracted away from her. Any type, any of our cousins. That's why I said, like, I'm not shocked. Deshawn was just your best friend. She got people she called family. Deshawn ain't the first one. It don't matter. And the fact that you got, you know, niggas, she ain't my blood, they brag about it. She thinks she's really being sneaky. They don't care. They don't care that's being, my uncle don't care. It ain't no, like nobody was like, no. Let me tell you, my uncle ain't a fan of Tyrenza. He ain't never been a fan. Because of how she's saying, like, you give a gentle touch and all that. That's something that she's trying to figure out to control the room and the narrative. She was never like that in a room. She was always trying to access attention constantly. I was just goofy and loud, but the type of stuff she did, I wasn't allowed to do. I wouldn't do it anyways because it's my uncle friends. I grew up with them. I was like little sister to them. But the way she would do it, it's like she always had to like pull the attention towards her. Everybody look at me. And if anybody looked anywhere else, now I'm gonna start talking negative about that person. Now I'm about to go upstairs and come back downstairs with a crop top on. Now I'm about to go upstairs and come downstairs with some booty shorts on. And it's like you just watch her and you just be like, and my uncle would always tell Toya, hey, all right. And my uncle, he's a nigga. He's hood. He would like laugh and make like little comments like, all right, your sister gonna come home pregnant. She ain't my responsibility. All right, you gonna let her do whatever. I remember one time she went, Toya let her go on a date. She was 15 on a date with some grown, he was like 19. And I used to be jealous. I'm not gonna lie. As a teenager, I'm like, dang, I wish I could do some of the stuff. Mom, what happened? And I remember she was supposed to be home by 10 o'clock and she had a pager. And I remember 10 o'clock came and went, and my uncle was like, my uncle's petty. And he like, it's 10 o'clock. And I'm being petty too. I'm standing at the stairs. We sitting at the stairs laughing and stuff. Toya panicking. Oh my God. She's paging Tyrants, paging her. She ain't responded. She walked through the door at 12 o'clock. And Toya like, where you been? Toya like on a nervous breakdown. Cause my uncle throwing little shots at her like, oh, your sister dead now. Oh, you don't let her go off and get raped and kidnapped. And he just doing little stuff. And I'm sitting here like, And he like, yeah, she would never do that. I'm like, I sure wouldn't. I wish I could, but I can't because you ain't letting me do nothing. But Tyrenza looked at her and was like, yeah, I couldn't enjoy myself because you keep paging me. And basically told her like, leave me alone, shut up. Went upstairs and closed the door like it was nothing. And I'm just like, that's where a lot of my disdain for, because she was just so rude and so like entitled and did not care about nobody else. We was cool before she moved in, but when she moved in, nah, it was all about her. And if it wasn't about her, it's like, oh, I'm gonna tell this on Naomi. I'm gonna make sure you get, and I'm already angry at life. I just want to choke you. But now you throwing this, I'm a victim. That's the bully over there. That's how I know how she is. And that's how she would portray to like, I'm the big bad bully. And I'm just like, but she's doing all this little diabolical stuff and nitpicking with me. And I'm like, all right. And I kept telling my uncle, I'm a catcher. I was like, I'm a catcher. That's why you would get me being mean to you. Cause I'm like, yeah, everybody, she cool. I'm about to be mean too. I just did not like her, but they seen this, how she would portray herself, this nice person, loving person. And she could turn around, literally just turn her body around and be a whole different person. I watched it so many times. And I used to be like, I wish I could regulate myself like that, but I'm too intense, where I'm just like a firecracker. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, where she is very patient with it. And I used to just be like, and it was always like, oh, you tripping. And I'm like, y'all. And she would just sit back and look at me like, But then she'll get in moments like when she moved out and she got a car, she would try and be cool with me because she didn't really have no friends. I don't know if you ever paid attention in high school. She didn't have no female friends. None. Not one.
I wouldn't, yeah. I mean, I can't think of any. I just wasn't paying attention. Like, I was just always focused on me and her.
She didn't have not one female friend. None.
That's weird because I got so many dang friends from high school to this day that I can name, but I don't know.
She can't give you one.
Yeah, only one I can think of is you.
That's it. She didn't have no female friends. She always had to get attention
Yeah,
from
'cause I'm
niggas.
in the chat of there's 17 of us, no, 22 of us, all from junior high school to this day. And that's the one that they took Deshawn out of. They added him to it, but then one of my buddies came over from Texas to spend the night. And I told him what was going on because he's spending the night and I'm here by myself. And I told him what was going on. He ended up telling another homie, and then he put it out in the group chat, like F Deshawn, this and this and this and that, this nigga going. And he took him out the group and he started a whole new group chat. But I'm like, yeah, it's normal to have friends that you've known forever.
You know, and the sad part about it, and learning more about him and just talking with him, I don't think that bothers him.
They're the same person. Like her, Deshawn, Bert, because that's what we were talking about in the hospital. I'm like, there's people coming in here nonstop to see my mom. And I haven't met or heard of one person who's a friend of Bert's that wasn't introduced through my mom.
Mm-hmm. Weird.
100% of every one of Bert's friends was introduced through my mom. How do you not have one person who knew you growing up that's not here for you while your wife is dying?
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
And it's crazy because I sat back and put my eyes on him and tracked him and sat outside of the house for 8 hours with my boy and seen him come out the house the next morning, got it all on camera, and he still denied. I sit back and discover 3 months worth of a love affair, including come spend the night at my resort. I'm not coming home, and you look so beautiful in the morning. Deny. And then what Bert did was turn around and try to tell everybody how crazy and psycho I was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because the lie is more important than you.
Yeah. Like, and then Ty and Deshawn both. And it's like, I got friends that I'll never get back just because either they believe what she said and I'll never go, hey, look at everybody, because it's just too many.
Mm-hmm.
That on top of just pride of, man, you turn your back on me without even coming to hear my side of the story. And it's crazy because I'm not even mad at them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad because they're really just trying to be a genuine friend. Just like I don't even have an idea on how many people I turned my back on over the years based off of just Ty not liking them or Ty not rocking with them. Because if she don't like you, I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a guy. I just always loved her that much, where it's just like, we one person, like whatever, I'm rolling with you. I don't even need to know the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm not even mad at them. It just sucks because
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And you know, that's why I even say, like, I tell people sometimes I had to give birth to the people and raise them to get people that I could trust.
Yeah.
Because I've always been the outsider, but I'm grateful for it because I don't want to be on the inside. Like, of course, when I was younger and stuff like that, but now I'm just like, I'm so grateful that I'm here, and my relationship with God is totally different between like the circle of people that I had around me, because I'm such a genuine and loyal person that I had to stop expecting me out of everybody else. I'm not gonna get it. Even with Fred, like Fred did some dirty stuff, but at the same time, when his mama wanted me to testify against him, and this is the point where I could not stand this nigga. I'm telling her, don't ever come in my face and try and get me to get him locked back up. Don't. And as much as I could not stand him,
Oh, speaking of that, go ahead. Yeah.
I couldn't even see myself doing, I found his dad and all that. We were split up, but I always kept saying, there's a part of you that is missing in your life that I felt so bad for, that I felt like, let's figure this out for you. And when I figured that out for him, and he got his sisters and all, this nigga turned on me. His sisters talking about, oh, when his dad died, oh, what's she calling for? And I'm just like, hey, are you guys okay? But like Toya told me, you got to understand. And I empathize with that. Even though it was turned on me, it was like he finally have what he considers his own. His family, because he was always feeling some type of way that I had my family. And I'm like, what? I didn't do anything to you, but I empathize with that. But I'm so die hard that even when Fred got into a car accident, we weren't even together. Even when he went to jail, he had a whole nother girlfriend, a girlfriend that he told me I was jealous of. You jealous because she prettier than you. Nigga, she ain't got no job, no car, no house, no. You could be pretty all you want. You ain't. And when we split, he left me with bills. And he told this what he told me. I said, Fred, you're not even gonna pay like the cable bill. You know what he said? You and the kids need to learn how to do without and figure out the basics. And I'm like, honestly though, that was motivation. I went to school. I handled everything on my own. To a point, this nigga asking me to borrow money for the cable bill, for his cable bill, when Promise go to his house because he ain't got no money. Gas money. I had him take Promise to the dentist. They needed a $20 copay. He called me. That's why I say, like, it don't turn out right for people like that. And still, even with that, I still was like, I don't want to see the worst for you. I can't stand you. Like, I want to kill you, but I don't want you to die.
So now I'm over here not feeling like I'm all the way nuts because my business, I'm struggling to get my business not to shut down. I was struggling for trying to figure out a place to live. Just, this is 4 bedrooms. Every room is filled now. I got 3 of my boys renting rooms, right? And that's helping catch up on everything. But before then, I was like, I don't mind downgrading. I don't mind getting a smaller place whatsoever. I just didn't have the money. I didn't have the money to do first and last, because no matter what, I'm looking at $6,000-$7,000 just for a place to move in, with my credit and all. So I got people that I genuinely love not talking to me. Like, she's attacking me left and right. Like, she completely broke my heart, and and she wants people to think that I'm all these things that she knows for a fact that I'm not, because it's in her own words that I'm not this. It's in her own words that I didn't do this. But then she'll turn around and text you, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that. She'll tell me, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that. And it's just like, in your own words, I'm not. And I still can't bring myself to like want her to be in a bad situation. I still worry about her. And so you saying that about Fred is like, okay, because that's the part where I'm like, am I like, I accept the fact that you don't love me the way I've always loved you. I accept that part. I accept the fact that, like, you already talking about you got another dude after Deshawn. And I'm like, okay, that's nigga number 6. And like, I accept in our marriage, I accept all of that. Like, you want the worst for me, like genuinely want the worst
Mm-hmm.
in your own words,
Mm-hmm.
like ha ha type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still worried about you. And I literally, my dang car wasn't drivable not too long ago. I had to turn it in for some brakes. While I had a 3-day pay or quit notice, $1,100 for brakes. They wanted to do the whole thing that was like filters, rotors, and it was like 3,000. I'm like, it doesn't exist. I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the bare minimum I could do to just be able to drive my car? Okay, you might hear a squeak, but we'll just do the brakes, and that's gonna be 1,100.
Okay.
A Range Rover. But I also have a very nice new 2017 Range Rover that's 100% in my name and paid for. And I'm like, well, she did say she had a job. How's she gonna get there? Like, this is how I'm thinking. And I'm just,
Mm-hmm.
and then just last week, she brought the police to my house
Mm-hmm.
at 11 o'clock at night on Christmas Eve to get Spectrum equipment. And I wasn't here. And she's yelling in front of my boy's kids and then talking about, yeah, last time I came up in here, he had some woman, it's like, he don't know that. Like,
Because she's mad.
why would you tell him that in front of his kids? And now I got to have a conversation with him.
Because she's mad that her emotions are all over the place, and that's not something she's used to. She's used to, with you, controlling every part of it. She's never had to feel like this. This is why it seems like she's so out of control. And it's so weird for you, because anytime that y'all would have a disagreement, you would buckle and be like, okay, I'm gonna put you back on. And she's like, yep, put me back where I rightfully belong, and we're all good now. Now it's like, no, wait, I'm working too hard for this. You got me working for this.
And to make sense of it, oh, you must have always been in a relationship for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I can't go through this anymore.
Mm-hmm. Because she's trying to make sense of why it's not working anymore.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna come to a point where you're not gonna care what's going on with her. Because that's how I am. Like, honestly, I don't want nothing bad to happen to him, but I don't care. Like, he done moved to Arizona, but he promised, what was this? Thanksgiving. He was asking me, like, can I take promise? He tried to do this narrative of he wants to be part of the crew of dudes that got dramatic baby mama drama, that he's tried to put that on me. And it's like, we don't have that, but you want that narrative so bad, you're not going to get it. But, he's like, can Promise come with me and blah, blah. I said, if that's what Promise want to do, it's up to my kid now. She's 13. If that's what she want to do, she want to go with you, so be it. When she was younger, no, you drank too much. Toy had to go find him on the side of a road.
Oh, that's what she tell people. She says he drinks every day. I'm working at night. I can't drink. I'm driving. Yeah. No, I can't drink.
Ain't that what she texts me too?
Yeah.
Yeah, drinking all the time. No, but every time you went out with Deshawn, that's what you was trying to do, drink. Yeah. When I was at your house, you was trying to get a person who don't drink, knowing that I had to leave and drive 2 hours back home. You was trying to get me to drink. After I'm telling you, I don't drink. Brandon, I still got the bottle she gave me still in the refrigerator. I don't drink. There's nothing. I don't have anything.
And I do, but I choose when I'm going to be drinking. Like with my boys, this and that. But she like,
I don't have anything against anything. I just naturally never like the taste of alcohol, and it makes me sleepy. I ain't no fun if I drink. Drinking is like taking a melatonin for me. So why am I I'm not about to go hang out and be like, whoa, no, I'm about to go take a nap. So I've never been a drinker, but if I'm telling you this and this, Tyronza, why you keep trying to get me to drink, and then knowing that when he left, you was going to send me back on the road, like, bye. That's why I was like, and then you checking on him to make sure he made it. Like but that was the whole setup. That was the whole grooming setup. It
That's
was never about me. It was to make sure, like, oh, well, I got to make a distraction of why you're over here and keep that narrative going. But when she actually felt like, wait, he looked like he liked her. Oh, she's done. She's done. If he was acting like he didn't like me and he wasn't really tripping off of me, she would have kept trying to make it like, oh, Naomi, blah, 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 blah. She would have kept trying to stay in my ear. But the fact that he showed me some attention, oh, that bothered her. That was like, oh, wait, that wasn't part of my plan. Because Tyrenza always have it in her head. I got the body. I'm the cute one. It's over here. Wait, what are you do? Nigga, you married. Like, what is you? I'm not, but it makes sense to me because I know her. So I know that it doesn't make sense to me.
Because even though I live with her and I took care of her, I just
You seen her differently.
yeah, just
You
because
seen her differently. And that's why I say, even when you have genuine, loyal people, you're gonna have this heart for the person that you love. Just because they didn't love you the way they should have loved you, like even with Fred, I mean, he wasn't, he was a liar, he all that type of stuff, same thing. And I always told him, like, your lie is so much more important than me, that you rather hold on to that than to say, yeah, I did it. Instead, I even told Deshawn, I said, what's frustrating me is that you are trying to hold on to this narrative so bad instead of just admit. I continue to text. He said, yes, I will admit. How do you say? Both of you guys did make me feel good after not feeling good for so long and feeling not important to anybody. I said, that's the first hint of truth I felt like you said. And then when we talked about it through a text, and when I told him again, I think we just need to part ways, he calls me and says, I think you misinterpreted when I said both of you guys made me feel good. I didn't mean it in the sense of comparing you two. You guys are not comparable. I was sleeping with you. I was still just friends with her. I said, oh, we back on that again. Like,
because he didn't know that you saw all the receipts.
yes. And I was just like, how did you come in?
I was sleeping earlier today. No, I didn't.
You what?
No,
What?
I was sleeping earlier, and Perch was eating something on the carpet, and I was like, "Oh, what is that?" And I ran over to go get it, and there's only half of a grape left. She was eating a grape, and so I was like, "Oh, I don't know how much of the grape was there earlier because I was trying to give her a grape earlier today. Okay, that's don't give her."
Because
Okay, get to the point. What?
Well,
hey,
Okay.
it wasn't cool that small amount of grape can kill a dog. It's so funny. It's called immediate liver kidney failure.
Okay, go give her some water. Okay, get out.
oh, yeah. So both of
Yeah.
y'all made him feel good.
You're not there?
No, what am I supposed to do? I say give her water. There is no 20. You think I'm about to go take her to the vet?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's nothing that they could do for her. It was a piece of grape. So you Google everything and diagnose yourself with it?
Well, I mean, it's our first time having a dog.
Okay. Okay, get out my room. I'm on the phone. But get out my room. Get out of my room.
Do you not hear her?
Get out my room. Close my door.
All right, girl.
And I gotta deal with 2 more weeks of this. I really was like when they left for college, I was like, dang, this house is empty. It has been so peaceful and the house been clean with those two gone. And I'm like, thank you, Lord. But now that they've been home, it's they drive me nuts. They
Yeah.
really do.
Celebrate the fact that you was one of those rare, exceptional women who single-handedly got her kids to college.
You know, I am very there's a it was a lot of heartache. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, the story rough, but let's get on that another day. I'm gonna lay it out, girl.
Yeah,
Love you, cousin.
love you too. But
Thank
like
you.
I say, it's gonna be a process and it ain't gonna be overnight, even though you angry, all your emotions are gonna be all over the place. You're gonna be angry, sad, cry, mad, feeling incompetent. It's all over the place. And all of those are just normal. And I remember even going through that with Fred, I kept telling myself, even going through it, I said, this is temporary. I know I'm gonna get over it. But it was so hard to deal with. And
It's
it went on for years. It went on for years. Like
yeah, I'm
I
not,
wasn't dealing with nobody. I wasn't, but I really had to change my energy because the same thing. I almost went to jail. I don't know if y'all know, because Fred is one of those people where he don't really be saying nothing. I did almost go to jail. Like he I was he lied about having to do some work or whatever, and I needed help with taking the kids to their games. He like, oh, I'm doing this and that. Mind you, I'm over here stressed out. He doing whatever. He done got